Naruto, starting the live broadcast to the ninja world. Welcome back, brave explorers of impossible worlds. We are excited to have you here to continue this odyssey together. Before we continue, everything you'll hear is pure fiction, so please don't try to replicate combat techniques at home. This wonderful story and all its rights belong to its brilliant original author. We are only the messengers of entertainment. Want another dose of adventure? Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a single chapter. And if you want to support us directly and enjoy exclusive content, check out our Ko-Fi. Chapter 576 3 Ninja. The Uchiha clan's territory. At this moment the young man Boruto, who had changed into new clothes, walked towards Uchiha Hikaru. Although he felt complicated because of Ishiki's words before his death that he had become a complete Akatsuki, he did not show any abnormality on his face. This may be the last time we meet. Wu Ming, thank you. I am very happy with this trip to another time and space. As for Akatsuki Ishiki, don't worry, he won't appear in the ninja world anymore. Uchiha Hikaru nodded, feeling a little depressed. I understand, just do what you should do. Thank you for coming all the way to tell me this news. I will pass it on to the Hokage. The young Boruto was silent for a moment and nodded. A black portal appeared behind him. Originally he needed to use the power of the wedge to open the portal. No need now. Just when the young Boruto was about to leave, and many more. Boruto. Wait a minute. The young Boruto turned to look up. Is he the grandfather of the third Hokage and Shikage? Several Uchiha clan members followed behind the two men. Boruto, it looks like you won, Uchiha Hikaru said on the side. That's right. Boruto said that Akatsuki Ishiki will never appear in the ninja world again. Hearing her words, Sarutobi Hiruzen bowed deeply to the young Boruto. Shikaku and the Uchiha clan members following behind also followed suit. The young Boruto was a little overwhelmed. It doesn't have to be like this, Sarutobi Hiruzen said sincerely. This is what I should do. Thank you for saving Konoha village. Shikaku also spoke up. This ninja world owes you, your father, and your master too much. Every time there is an enemy that is too powerful for the ninja world to deal with, you are always at the forefront, but your ninja world and village treated you like that. I am really sorry. These lights have told us before. As she said, ninjas are assholes. The young man Boruto quickly defended his village. Their memories were also changed. It's not their fault. Shikaku shook his head, took out a scroll from his sleeve and handed it over. I have written the truth of the matter in this scroll. The chakra of the clan leaders of Konoha village is also sealed in it. As long as you give the scroll to that brat Shikamaru, he will know what to do, no matter what. The damage they have done to you is real. They all owe you a sincere apology. Whether it is Akatsuki or Meru, they are both beings that can destroy the ninja world in the battle with them. Boruto played the most crucial role as a result. Boruto was regarded as an enemy by the ninja world. The young man Boruto felt warm at heart and took the scroll solemnly. Grandpa Shikage is so thoughtful. Although he didn't know how to use this scroll, he still felt the other party's intentions. After exchanging a few more pleasantries, the young man took his leave and left at the same time. Jiraiya, who was lying on the hospital bed in Konoha Hospital, received information from the communication frog. The Sage of Six Paths appeared on Mount Myaboku and passed on his chakra to Naruto and Sasuke, who were only 6 years old. As soon as Boruto left, Naruto with a truth-seeking ball floating behind him and Sasuke with a pair of samsara eyes returned to Konoha village. The crisis has been resolved. The two people who suddenly gained powerful strength still had a feeling of unreality in their hearts in the blink of an eye. More than half a month has passed. A major event happened in Konoha. During this period Orochimaru was persuaded by Itachi and Kakashi to return to Konoha. Itachi and Kakashi were afraid of any accidents, so they escorted Orochimaru, a scientific research talent that Konoha village urgently needed, all the way to the village gate. Then the two of them left without even entering the village because they still have to continue looking for Obito's trace. No one knows what Obito is thinking. After some discussion, the Konoha high-level officials revoked Orochimaru's status as a traitor in the divine space. Obito was a little dazed as he looked at Menma, the person he brought out from the limited Tsukuyomi world. Many beautiful things on the screen emerged in his mind. My mind is even more confused. It's not like he has no other options for him, Menma, and the ninjas who were resurrected by the impure world reincarnation. It is not completely impossible for them to collect the tailed beasts, but now he is still hesitating. Just like what Madara said, he couldn't gamble the entire ninja world on whether the illusion world he wanted to create had flaws. Madara's giving up made him feel shaken. Fire Nation Muai village. Even after half a month, the villagers are still discussing heatedly about the young Boruto coming to this time and space to help Konoha defeat the Akatsuki. Thanks to Boruto, I was determined to die at that time, but he saved us all. It would be great if Boruto could stay and become Hokage. Then we won't have to worry about the Akatsuki coming to the ninja world anymore. We'll feel safe. I feel very safe now. Naruto and Sasuke have become very powerful, don't even think about it. Boruto has never wanted to be Hokage. In order to protect the village, the god Aim suffered the most serious injuries. Fortunately, Lady Tsunade returned in time. It is said that even Lady Tsunade was not sure she could save him, and he almost failed to become a ninja. Boruto is so strong, so his teammates Sarada and Mitsuki Mirei will definitely become very strong too. Right, where's Kalki? Boruto is so strong when he grows up. This guy shouldn't be that weak either. They may already be the two strongest people in the ninja world. Konoha Hospital. In the ward, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Fugaku lying on the bed with a look of deep hatred and resentment. When can I be discharged from the hospital? Fugaku frowned and groaned. Chest hurts. Mikado hurried forward, a look of concern on her face. Did you tear the wound? Fugaku, it's okay, don't worry. I'm used to it. It will hurt if I move a little, but it will be fine after a while. Sarutobi Hiruzen, really? In the laboratory at the edge of Konoha village, Tsunade and Jiraiya clinked their glasses. Jiraiya smiled and said, I'm really glad that you and Orochimaru are back. Tsunade drank the wine in the glass in one gulp. I don't plan to stay in the village forever. I will leave again when everything in the village is stable. Jiraiya looked disappointed. Is it not possible to just leave? Orochimaru also turned his head to Jiraiya and said, I won't stay in the village forever. I returned to Konoha to take up a position, only because I was afraid that my identity as a traitor would bring me trouble. The ninja world will be peaceful for a long time. It would be inconvenient to do many things as a traitor. This is the condition that Konoha and I agreed on in advance, and it's also the reason why I can come back. If Konoha becomes a cage to trap me again, I will become a rebel ninja again. As long as he researches what Konoha needs, Konoha will pay him a generous reward in any case. It is impossible for him to go back to the way things were before. Chapter 577 Black Jew appears. Jiraiya nodded. Anyway, the son of prophecy has been found, and he doesn't need me to teach him. As he said this, Jiraiya winked at Tsunade. Then I will follow Tsunade wherever she goes from now on. Tsunade punched him. You bastard are still as wretched as ever. Boom. Orochimaru fell silent as he looked at the experimental equipment that was smashed by Jiraiya. This Konoha village is indeed not a place to stay for long. Naruto's house. Ever since Orochimaru and Tsunade returned to the village, Jiraiya was rarely at Naruto's house during the day. Sasuke, on the other hand, has liked to come to Naruto since he was given power by the Sage of Six Paths. Which one is better? Do you think we are stronger now or Naruto is stronger? Naruto pointed his thumb at himself. I'm stronger. Sasuke looked disdainful. Cut. Naruto looked unhappy. Why, you're not convinced? Let's fight. Sasuke glared at him, not wanting to be outdone. Afraid of you, Naruto suggested. How about the Valley of the End? It's a good opportunity to test our strength. Anyway, if the two of them wanted to go anywhere, the ninjas of Konoha village had no reason to stop them. They are not ninjas yet. Go. As Sasuke finished his words, the two of them disappeared soon. They appeared in the Valley of the End. Sasuke took up his stance. Naruto, if I can defeat you, I will be the strongest in the ninja world. Naruto stared at Sasuke in front of him. I must be the strongest. This time, he wanted to try a trick he had thought of long ago. Naruto formed a seal with his hands. Bang bang bang. Naruto created 3 shadow clones. Sasuke spit out a fireball, but Naruto dodged it with a swish. Naruto and a group of shadow clones appeared in front of Sasuke. The art of reverse harem. Boom. Amidst the smoke, Sasuke's Rinnegan Sorai Sakura, the cat-eared girl Itachi in the smoke, and himself in Lolita clothing. Sasuke. While Sasuke was stunned, Naruto punched him in the stomach, and Sasuke flew backwards 3 meters away. Sasuke cried out in pain, holding his stomach and crawling to his feet. Despicable. How dare you use such a shameless move? Naruto looked proud. I originally reserved this move for Akatsuki. Sasuke got into a fighting stance again and was stunned again. If we're going to fight the Akatsuki, we'll have to dress up as women. Momoshiki and Aishiki, don't say. Maybe it's really useful. Anyone who sees this strange and earthy thing will be stunned for a second or two. Sasuke fell into deep thought. Crack. The ground in front of Sasuke broke apart, and Naruto's shadow clone jumped out of the crack and punched Sasuke in the chin. Damn it. Naruto, you sneak attack again. Just when another shadow clone was about to kick Sasuke from above, Sasuke's Rinnegan ability was activated, swapping the positions of Naruto's real body in the distance with himself. Naruto was unable to dodge and was kicked in the face by his own shadow clone. Humph. It's your own fault. Sasuke waited for Naruto to get up with a great Bushido spirit. After standing up, the two began to fight with physical skills. The two of them didn't know many ninjutsu, but after being given power by the six-path sage, their physical skills were greatly enhanced. Soon, the statue in the Valley of the End was destroyed by the aftermath of the battle between the two. In a normal battle, Naruto was beaten more often, but his condition was much better than Sasuke. Just after Naruto was knocked away by Sasuke again, and many more, Sasuke, with a bruised face, lowered his arms. Why, you admit defeat? Naruto, who also had a bruised face, looked in one direction. Who is it? Come out. Hearing this, Sasuke also looked in that direction. A black head slowly emerged from the ground. Sasuke frowned instantly. Black Zetsu? You dare to appear in front of us? Black Zetsu glanced at Sasuke, then looked at Naruto, who had a black stick in his hand. No, Sas, I came to you this time to ask for the seal. The two of them were stunned after hearing this. Before Naruto could speak, Sasuke asked coldly, what are you planning? From the moment the live broadcast exposed me, the ninja world has been highly defensive against me. These days, I have been hunted by countless ninjas, both from big and small countries, including the Akatsuki organization. The 5 great nations have united and issued an indefinite hunting order against me. Even if they become enemies in the future, they will always be on guard against me and will never give up sending ninjas to hunt me down. There is no hope of rescuing my mother. There was no emotion in Black Zetsu's tone, but Naruto and Sasuke could sense the despair in it. Sasuke asked, then you came to us, not just to be sealed by us. Black Zetsu emerged from the ground. I want you to save my mother. Naruto was silent. Sasuke's head is full of question marks. Are you kidding me? How can it be? You're totally crazy. Black Zetsu looked at Naruto. Naruto should be able to understand what it feels like to be without your parents, no matter how many wrong things I have done before. My goal is to save my mother. As long as you can release my sealed mother, I am willing to be sealed by you or to serve you or Konoha. Naruto finally spoke up. You can leave now. We won't release Kaguya. Black Zetsu was stunned, obviously not expecting Naruto to refuse so bluntly. Sasuke opened his mouth, and suddenly felt a little bit reluctant. He whispered to Naruto, in fact, the ancestor of Kaguya is still very pitiful. Naruto sighed and said in a low voice, I can understand Black Zetsu's desire to rescue his mother. Of course, I also know that although Black Zetsu is full of evil, the ancestor of Kaguya is a pitiful woman. If it were an ordinary person, I would definitely help, but who can be sure of what Kaguya is really thinking? What if after releasing her, she still wants to collect all the chakra in the ninja world? As he spoke, he looked at Black Zetsu's increasingly desperate expression, and his mood was also affected by it. Sasuke, you go back first. I need to go to the Rain Village. As for Black Zetsu, just pretend you've never seen it. After saying that, Naruto seemed to be afraid that Black Zetsu would say something else, and his figure disappeared in an instant as if he was going to run away. Sasuke looked helpless. After thinking for a while, he suddenly suggested, do you want me to cast an illusion on you so that you can experience the feeling of having a mother? Black Qiu, what's going on? No, thank you so much, but Sassy, I won't give up unless you seal me. I will come to beg you again. Just look at the attitudes of Naruto and Sasuke. The hard approach may not work, but the soft approach still has a chance. Sasuke had a headache. Then I'd better seal you. Chapter 578 Worrying about gains and losses. Black Qiu, since the advent of live streaming, even a 6-year-old child can give it a headache, especially in stories about different worlds. The protagonists are more evil than each other, and they all lead the children astray. Black Zetsu pretended he heard nothing and dived underground. I'll come see you next time. Sasuke didn't stop him. Since Naruto is going to the land of rain, then I won't be going back yet. Go find Nissen. I haven't seen him for a long time. Muai village. Jiraiya is still looking for Naruto and Sasuke. Where did these two brats go? After searching for a long time without any results, he went to ask Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen sent people to look for him, but couldn't find him, so he went to Fugaku to ask about the situation. Fugaku sent people to look for it, but when they realized that they couldn't find it, Konoha village exploded. Fugaku, still wrapped in bandages, sat in the Hokage chair with a serious look on his face. All the ninjas of Konoha village must go out together and find the traces of Naruto and Sasuke before tomorrow. At this time, the rain in the Rain Kingdom has stopped looking at the ruins and the smoking building in front of him. Naruto's eyelids jumped violently while floating in the air. He closed his eyes and sensed it, and soon sensed several huge chakras. Naruto's figure turned into a small stream of light and rushed in that direction. Soon he saw the members of Akatsuki who were looking somewhat disheveled. Among them, one of Nagato's eyes was tightly closed and bleeding. "Uncle Nagato. How are you? What happened here?" Naruto, Nagato, Konan and the others were stunned when they saw the truth-seeking ball floating behind Naruto. "Naruto, has the eye been taken away? I can't sense the other Rinnegan." As he said this, Naruto walked forward and placed his right hand with yang power on Nagato's eyes. After a moment, Nagato's left eye reopened. "Did the Six-Path Sage grant you the power in advance?" Naruto now hasn't even laid a solid foundation. Naruto nodded. "Before, the Akatsuki attacked Konoha, and Grandpa Six Paths appeared in advance to give Sasuke and me strength." After hearing his words, the members of Akatsuki organization didn't know which to be shocked about first. The Sage of Six Paths actually gave his power to you and Sasuke in advance. The Akatsuki attacked Konoha. Momoshiki, Biwajuzo was eager to try. "I really want to fight with the guys from Akatsuki." Naruto looked at Biwajuzo, who was sitting cross-legged on the ground. "Uncle Juzo, what on earth is going on here?" It was Uchiha Obito. He controlled Menma and the impure world reincarnation ninja to take away one of the leader's eyes. Hearing this, Naruto looked angry. "I'll go help Uncle Nagato get his eyes back." "Don't go." Nagato grabbed Naruto's arm. Naruto was confused. "Why?" Konan at the side had a complicated expression. "In the impure world reincarnation controlled by Obito, there are your father and mother, as well as many Uzumaki clan members. Even if Naruto goes, what will happen? Can he do anything to his own parents?" Nagato didn't actually use his full strength because he also saw his parents who are conscious but out of control of their bodies. And the most important thing is that Uchiha Obito attacked Nagato, took away one of the Samsara eyes, and also took away the puppet of heaven. "That was your Hiko's body. What could Obito do if he took him away?" Several people in the Akatsuki organization actually had a vague guess. Nagato said, "He came to me before to borrow the Samsara eye, saying that he wanted to revive those who died because of him. That must be his purpose in attacking Akatsuki, if that's what he really intends. This includes your parents, Naruto." Naruto was shocked and stood there stupidly, somewhat at a loss as to what to do. Zainin rubbed his head. "If that's true, that's a good thing. Dozens of powerful reincarnated warriors attacked the Akatsuki organization, but we didn't even suffer any casualties." Uchiha Obito's intentions couldn't be clearer. Naruto was confused for a moment. If there's nothing else to do here, I should go back. The lecherous sage said he wanted to teach me the Rasengan, so he should be coming to see me soon." After speaking in a panic, Naruto disappeared. Biwajuzo scratched his head. "What's wrong with Naruto? This is indeed a good thing for him." Konan sighed. "If you put yourself in Naruto's shoes, it's not hard to understand how he feels." Biwajuzo pondered for a moment, then he spread his hands and said helplessly, "That's right, let alone a child like Naruto. Even if I am an adult, if my parents suddenly come back to life and appear in front of me one day, I don't know how to get along with them. I might even hide from them for a while and let myself accept this result. It makes me nervous just thinking about it, but at the end of the day, you're still happy, right?" Listening to the two people's conversation, Scorpion's eyes were complicated. The border between the Rain Kingdom and the Fire Kingdom. Itachi and Kakashi followed closely behind Puck. Kakashi asked, "Parker, are you sure there's Obito's presence here?" Itachi looked serious. "The direction of the Rain Country. If it's true, then things might be complicated." A moment Itachi suddenly said, "Wait." Puck and Kakashi stopped. A crow landed on Itachi's outstretched arm. Itachi removed a small scroll tied to its paw and opened it. In addition to the information from Konoha, there are also Naruto and Sasuke's clothes. Itachi briefly explained. Naruto and Sasuke left the village and went to an unknown place. "Parker, please help me. Naruto and Sasuke are more important than Obito. Go look for them first." After saying that, Kakashi held his forehead with his hand. These two troublesome guys have acquired powerful powers at such a young age. Apart from a sense of security, the rest is just mental exhaustion. Fire Nation. On the street, Sasuke, who had just obtained Itachi's approximate location from the ninja cat, had a 100% rate of turning heads. The passers-by discussed in low voices, "Except for this pair of Samsara eyes, this guy really looks exactly like Sasuke when he was a child." "Really? Where did Sasuke get a pair of Rinnegan? Is it a transformation technique?" "It must be a transformation jutsu. Otherwise, how could he be so short and be that such a Kajinoki in makeup?" Sasuke, border with the help of Puck, Itachi and Kakashi quickly found Naruto, who had just left the rain country. Naruto, what's wrong? You look like a man who's been heartbroken and worried about losing something. Naruto remembered what Aoi said about being a single dog. If you want to know what's going on, you have to find a girlfriend first. Kakashi, troublesome little devil. He changed the subject. Where's Sasuke? Naruto asked. Did he go back to the village? Kakashi had dead eyes and said, no, you two have been missing for so long. The whole village has gone crazy looking for you. Then I have to go back quickly. Sasuke, if he doesn't go back to the village, he will probably come to see brother Itachi. Naruto felt that based on his understanding of Sasuke, the other party was most likely thinking this way at this time. Sasuke's voice sounded, you're really a worm in my stomach. Sasuke's approval. Chapter 579, the 5th live broadcast. In a few days, live broadcast a Fire Nation Muai village. In the laboratory, Orochimaru looked at the two of them and said, do you two have nowhere to go? What are you doing here watching live broadcasts? Jiraiya and Tsunade clinked their glasses. Aren't I here to keep you company because I'm afraid you'd be lonely and bored? Ho ha. Tsunade drank the wine in the glass and said, it's quieter here, I like it very much. When you defect from Konoha again, this place will be mine. Orochimaru, after saying that, looking at the speechless expressions of the two, Tsunade couldn't help but laugh. Just kidding. Jiraiya pointed at the table in front of him. You don't hate it either, do you? You didn't even throw away the small wine table. Tsunade beckoned. Come and have a drink together. Orochimaru turned and left. I'm too lazy to care about you. Uchiha clan land patriarch's house. Naruto and Sasuke reached out and grabbed the last katsuobushi rice ball at the same time. Let go, it's mine. There was a tinge of electricity in the two people's eyes. Humph. I should have known not to invite you to my house for dinner. It was Aunt Mikado who asked you to call me here, not you. This was actually also instructed by Fugaku. I want Mikado to keep an eye on these two guys to prevent them from doing anything wrong again. Mikado looked helpless. Naruto and Sasuke both know about their grudges in their previous lives, so why do they still dislike each other? Luxurious house. Uchiha Guang was cleaning the house like a hard-working little bee. This is so annoying. When will it end? I must have been influenced by that woman Kyan Xiaoking's. Damn it. How could a person like me who lived during the Warring States period have such a mental illness? As long as I feel that there is something unclean, I will feel uncomfortable, as if I were pricked by a thorn. That woman really didn't lie to Ben. She is now in exactly the same situation as that woman described. Obviously, I just wanted to wipe the cabinet at first. Different time and space. Naruto's house. Hinata glanced at the clock on the wall. It should be almost time. Boruto comforted her. Mom, everything will be fine with Uncle Sasuke and me. Don't worry anymore. After all, it is a different time and space, and Sasuke in your father's arm. There is no such good thing in the world. Who knows if you will have to pay some unknown price? Don't worry, the power of wish that Uncle Sasuke and I received is only a small part of the reward share given by the system. Because we earned more power of wish for the system, it's not that complicated. Hinata sighed. Hope so. Not long after, Boruto's figure suddenly disappeared out of thin air. Ninja World. Boruto and future Sasuke appear under the same big tree. Boruto looked around. It's the same place as last time. The people in the Pure Land slowly woke up. Madara opened his eyes. Has it started again? I wonder if Obito has figured it out yet. Minato and Kushina had mixed expressions. Divine Space. The impure world reincarnation in front of Obito turned into ashes on screen. Title, Momoshiki. It's time to change people, kid. The screen lights up. The 12-year-old boy slowly opened his right eye, a horn sprouted from his forehead, and the markings on his body lit up. Boruto pointed the wedge in his hand at code and made Momoshiki's voice Rasengan. A huge Rasengan condensed in his palm. Boom! The nearby forest was annihilated by this powerful force. I might as well just get rid of you. As he finished speaking, he pointed his palm at Kotter. Boruto condensed the Rasengan in his hand again. Boom! In the huge rising smoke, a figure flashed by behind Boruto. Boruto turned sideways and pointed his palm in a certain direction. Boom! Code's figure flashed and came behind Kage and held him hostage. A Rasengan condensed in Boruto's palm. Seeing this, Code said, Momoshiki, see you next time. The Rasengan in Boruto's hand compressed as he raised two fingers. Spiral bomb. The speed of the compressed Rasengan was so fast that Code's arm was pierced before he could react. Ninja World. From this title, it feels like Momoshiki will become the Nine Tails. Taolama, you also think the Rasengan is powerful, right, Momoshiki? I seem to hear Momoshiki saying, Konohamaru, who invented the Rasengan, is a genius. That guy wearing a cloak seems to be an enemy. Boruto can't beat him without using Momoshiki's power. But if he uses Momoshiki's power, his body will be controlled by Momoshiki. The future won't really turn out like this, will it? Momoshiki gives me the impression of a young master who only relies on his own strength to do whatever he wants. It's not impossible for him to be influenced by Boruto and help him in the future. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto and future Sasuke looked at each other. Boruto, is this title hinting at me wanting you to be recognized by Momoshiki like my father, future Sasuke? This, he thought for a moment and said, if it were you, maybe you could really do it. Try it. Build a bond with Momoshiki like your father did. Momoshiki's furious voice echoed in Boruto's mind. What are you and Uchiha Sasuke daydreaming about, you bastard brat? Boruto muttered quietly. His personality is very similar to that of the Kyuubi. Pure Land. Minato's eyes widened. Wow, that's amazing. He has used his Rasengan in many different ways. Izuna sighed. The guy from the future is really strong. Akatsuki. Momoshiki used the Rasengan, but the enemy was only hit once on screen. Title. Good news, reinforcements are coming. Bad news, there's only one. Good news, it is Watergate. In the picture, boom, an explosion sounded in the forest, and huge rocks flew everywhere. The Konoha ninja wearing a headscarf hiding under the ditch used his arms to protect his head to prevent the rocks from hitting him. At a certain moment, the Konoha ninja suddenly lowered his arms and looked up into the air. Minato leaped up to his side. The Konoha ninja breathed a sigh of relief. Are you finally here? Minato asked. What's going on? The Konoha ninja explained, there are about 50 enemies. Compared to that, the only 4 survivors here are us. At this moment, the battlefield was littered with corpses of Konoha ninjas and Iwagakure ninjas. Behind a rock on the battlefield, the leading Jonin said, the outcome will soon be known. Let's go all in. The Iwagakure ninjas who were kneeling on one knee behind nodded. In the ditch there were already dozens of 3-pronged kunai lying on the ground. Minato said to the remaining 4 people, everyone, throw this kunai to the enemy together. Leave it to me alone. One of the ninjas couldn't help but speak out to stop it. This is too absurd. No matter what, the hooded Konoha ninja interrupted. Shut up and just do as I say. Next. You can see Konoha's yellow flash battle. It only lasts for a moment, don't miss it. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 580. Tomato Scrambled Eggs. Fire Nation Muai Village. It would have been nice if the Yondaime was there the day the Akatsuki attacked Konoha. It's useless even if he's here. The Akatsuki have special abilities, and Aishiki's combat experience is also very strong. I don't know how Boruto defeated a guy as strong as Akatsuki Aishiki. Could it be that Boruto's strength has surpassed Akatsuki? He is the Yondaime after all. His combat IQ is still very high. He can still help a little, right? It still feels difficult, unless the Yondaime is given a pair of Mangekyo Sharingan, Country of Earth Iwagakure. That's right, it was only a moment. I haven't experienced it, but I don't want to experience it at all. A record of killing 50 Jonin in an instant. If Yellow Flash were an Iwagakure ninja, I would definitely be his strongest supporter. The Yellow Flash space-time ninjutsu is too fast. What's even more terrifying is that he may be in another battlefield 1 second and appear in another battlefield the next. Ninja World only Kushina knows if Minato is that fast in everything he does. Minato's speed should be too fast for an ordinary ninja to see with their naked eyes, right? What's the difference between that and missing it? In fact, war is not necessarily a bad thing. If a genius wants to become strong, the fastest way is to go through war. Minato rose from the war, and Naruto and Sasuke also grew up quickly after experiencing war. Pure Land. Minato had a complicated expression. His mind recalled the words Obito had said to him, only then did he understand. It turns out that Obito has always been wronging him. He is obviously the fastest person in the ninja world, but he is always a step slower at critical moments. He was unable to refute this and felt equally guilty, but later, Obito sincerely apologized to him. He said that considering the overall situation of the battlefield, even the fastest person would not be able to take care of everything, especially during the war. He should not have too high expectations of teachers who have heavy responsibilities. His tone and attitude were sincere. And he said he would atone for his previous crimes. Obviously some decision has been made, but he felt even more guilty about it. It is precisely because of his speed that his students have such high expectations of him. But the tragedy of all this is like a trick of fate. No matter how fast you go, it will fail at the critical moment on screen. The next thing to play is not a video, is a picture. The first generation Kage is Madara, and the second generation Kage next to him is Tobirama, whose expression is carved into a look of displeasure. Pure Land Azuna was happy. That expression, Tobirama, boring. Ben was disdainful. If I were the first Hokage, would the second Hokage be able to get Tobirama Senju's turn? It has to be Hashirama, but if he was wholeheartedly devoted to Konoha, he would definitely not have wasted Senju Tobirama's talent after all. That guy's abilities are pretty good. He still has some magnanimity on screen. Next video title, Minato and Kushina. That day, a red-haired transfer student came to the ninja school. When introducing herself, the little red-haired girl said that her dream was to become Hokage. All the students in the class were stunned after hearing this. Only Minato stood up, smiling brightly. I also want to become an outstanding Hokage, recognized by the villagers. Kushina stared at him. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto looked gossipy and asked excitedly, "It's actually the story of my grandparents." Ninja world, Minato has been so gentle since he was a child. Minato seemed to have a crush on Kushina from the beginning, and Kushina considers Minato a rival? Kushina was so cute when she was little. Pure Land. My story with Minato. Kushina's cheeks flushed. This won't have any large-scale scenes later, right? Like Obito's 2 minutes. Ben showed little interest. He looked like he wasn't interested in these things, but it was better than nothing on screen. Tomato, from today on, your name is Tomato. The three male classmates surrounded Kushina and laughed. A chubby round face with red hair. It must be a tomato. How can a tomato become Hokage? I hate tomatoes the most. Me too. If there are tomatoes in the salad, I will leave them. How can an unpopular tomato be recognized by the villagers? As he said this, the male classmates burst into laughter. Tomato. Even Kushina herself approved of this nickname because it was so appropriate. Kushina looked at Minato, who was sitting in his seat watching all this. She felt so embarrassed that her face turned red and she lowered her head in inferiority. One of the students laughed loudly. It's almost cooked. The classmate next to Kushina grabbed her hair. It's tomato festival. Let's harvest the fruits. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto clenched his fists. These three guys are going too far. Ninja world. Sure enough. Naughty kids are the most annoying. Giving nicknames is fine, but pulling my hair, the children of Konoha are so uneducated. What's wrong with tomatoes? I just like them. Kushina and Minato together are like scrambled eggs with tomatoes. They are a perfect match. If I remember correctly, Kushina seemed to have the nickname of Blood Red Pepper when she was a child. On screen, Kushina grabbed the male classmate's wrist with an angry expression. Who are you calling tomato? Her hands gradually gained strength. I have to state in advance that I hate tomatoes, too. After saying that, she exerted force with her arms, lifted up the boy's body, and knocked several male classmates next to him away. After the boy's body fell to the ground, Kushina rode on his back and punched him on the head repeatedly. If you look down on me again and call me tomato, I will make you pay for it. After a few punches, Kushina suddenly turned around and looked at Minato, who was looking over here. After noticing the expression of Minato and the classmate next to him, she asked, "What's so funny?" Minato was startled and turned his head quickly, but his eyes were still glancing towards Kushina's screen. Turn in the forest. Kushina was blocked by her brother, who was called by her male classmates the elder brother. Wearing a ninja forward protector, walked up to Kushina, crossed his arms and asked, "It's you who always makes my younger brother cry." Kushina pointed at the male classmate. "He was the one who provoked me. He is obviously a coward." The male classmate turned his head away. His brother pointed at the forward protector on his forehead and said, "I am a Jinan. Isn't that awesome?" He clenched his fists until they cracked. "I have to teach the bad guys who bullied my brother a lesson." Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto became angrier the more he watched. It's bad enough that he bullies the small and the weak, but the target of his bullying is a woman, not to mention his grandmother. He couldn't stand it even if it was someone he didn't know. Asshole. How could there be such a scum in the village? Chapter 581. Hero Saves Beauty. Ninja world. It seems that it's not just the children who are ill-mannered, but the ninjas as well. Are you going to attack a little girl without knowing the truth? So he's a Jinan from Konoha village? He can compete with Chunin, Jonin, and even Kage, but you can't mess with Jinan. You can't mess with him at all. On screen, Kushina's figure quickly shuttled through the forest. The Jinan behind him was chasing closely as he landed on a tree branch. The Jinan threw out a Kyune, called out. Kushina was startled. Is it a real Kyune? The Jinan leaped forward and continued to chase after Kushina, but while still in midair, he froze. Kushina turned around and struck the Jinan in the neck with her arm. After landing, the Jinan's body turned into smoke and dissipated. Kushina was shocked. The next moment, the Jinan appeared behind Kushina, slashed her on the back of the neck with a knife, and then kicked her again, sending Kushina flying. Just as Kushina was struggling to get up, she was grabbed by the hair by the Jinan. You didn't even notice the substitution technique? It looks like he's just a little kid, Ninja World blind? He was originally a child the same age as your brother. How dare you hit the wife of the 4th Hokage and the mother of the 7th Hokage? He's just like that. Not as good as Zainer when he was a kid. On screen Kushina closed her eyes in pain. Jinan pulled Kushina's hair and continued, it's really red, and as hard as a thread. This hair is really an eyesore. The male classmate gloated and said, you deserve it. Suddenly, the smile on his face disappeared. He froze when he saw the tears on Kushina's face. I hate this hair, too. Kushina struggled forward suddenly, but the Jinan still held onto her hair tightly. Finally, she pulled her hair out with force. Kushina turned around and punched the Jinan in the stomach. While the Jinan didn't react, he kicked him in the chin again. Then he leaped high into the air and kicked the Jinan in the head. Kushina rode on the Jinan, clenched her fists, and punched him in the face again and again. But this hair is also a part of me. I can't do anything about it. The male students were so frightened by the sudden change that they stepped back repeatedly. After taking a few steps back, he turned and ran away screaming. It turned into blood red pepper. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto pumped his fist. Beat him hard, as expected of grandma. So awesome. Fire Nation Muai Village. Kushina was also very handsome when she was a child. Kushina is from the Uzumaki clan, so that's how the name of the blood red pepper came about. On screen, after fighting enough, Kushina stood up. The Jinan threw the short red hair in his hand towards Kushina. Outsider. Kushina, who was originally panting, was stunned and her expression began to become depressed. It is impossible for an outsider to become Hokage. After saying that, the Jinan stood up and turned away with an angry look on his face. Kushina looked at his back as he ran away, her eyes full of grievance. Suddenly, she turned her head and looked at the figure standing on the tree branch. Kushina clenched her fists. Just because I'm an outsider, you won't help me. However, Kushina didn't even give Minato a chance to speak. You think so too? After shouting, she ran away. Kushina ran all the way to the bottom of the Hokage rock sadly and raised her head. I said that because I don't want to be treated as an outsider and want to treat this place as my hometown. Who wants to be Hokage? Ninja World. I can't tell what Minato was thinking. If he was always there, why didn't he stop him? Are the children of Konoha village so xenophobic? Minato would definitely not reject outsiders. You think you're justified in getting beaten up for bullying the weak? The children of Konoha village really lack moral education. Even if it's a misunderstanding, it's not Kushina's fault. I thought it was the same as Naruto, but it turns out Kushina doesn't want to be Hokage at all. I really like Kushina's personality. On screen, one day I'm back. Is anyone there? Kushina, who had already put on her forward protector, opened the sliding door and looked at the empty room. Is there no one here? Just as she was about to leave, she suddenly turned back and stared out the window with nervous eyes. 3 figures emerged from the window. Kushina was startled and turned and ran. Is anyone there? Help! As she ran around the corner, Kushina tripped and fell to the ground. 3 figures dressed in Kumagakure costumes rushed up from behind and restrained her. Kushina yelled in fear. Screen turn. In the forest of the fire country, Kushina, with her hands tied behind her back, walked for an unknown amount of time before her legs went limp and she fell to the ground. The Kumagakure ninja holding the rope behind her pulled her up without mercy. On the way, Kushina kept pulling out her hair and throwing it on the ground. However, because she was from the future, she did not expect anyone to come and rescue her. Just as she was about to reach the border, she felt desperate behind him. A yellow-haired figure flashed through the forest. Minato God came behind one of the Kumagakure ninjas without anyone noticing and knocked him out with a single knife strike. The 2 United in front also noticed something unusual and turned back quickly. Minato flashed and knocked out another person. The only remaining ninja quickly retreated and in a few leaps reached one of the trees near Minato. As Kumagakure drew out his kunai, Minato leapt towards him. The figures crossed each other, and the body of the cloud-hidden ninja hit the tree hard, and he fainted after landing. Pure Land Tobirama was relieved. Yondaime, not bad, he has such strong strength at the age of 12. Which shows that he works very hard. The reason why they were able to rise quickly during the war was because their foundation was solid enough. Fire Nation Muai Village. The ninja who can sneak into the village and take Kushina away must not be an ordinary chunin. He might even be a jonin from Kumagakure. Is the Yondaime really just a civilian ninja? Even if someone says that the 4th Hokage has the 1,000 Hands bloodline in his body, I will believe it. The Yondaime at this time should have just become a ninja, judging by his age, so he should be only 12 years old. I haven't closed my mouth since the fight started, and my saliva has flowed onto my clothes. A hero saves a beautiful girl. How romantic. Has Minato been following Kushina? Uchiha clan Land Sasuke let out a wow. That's amazing, he can beat 3 adult ninjas at this age? Naruto patted his chest and said, I can do that, too. Sasuke didn't bother to pay attention to him in the laboratory. Tsunade spat out a mouthful of wine. Has this kid been so powerful since he was young? Jiraiya suddenly laughed haha triumphantly, of course. Don't you see whose disciple he is? Minato was his most proud disciple. Chapter 582 Shino Who Can Laugh. Ninja World is for Konoha. Those who understand will understand. Minato is already very good at this age. Even if he doesn't have Flying Thunder God when he grows up, he won't be mediocre. In my eyes, the 4th Hokage has always been the strongest Hokage besides the 1st and 7th. Minato and Kushina don't look stupid, so why did Naruto look stupid when he was a child? On screen no injuries, right? Hearing the voice, Kushina, with a tired look on her face, raised her head and looked forward. The moonlight was pouring down. It was clearly late at night, but Minato, who had brought her hope, seemed like the warm sun in her eyes. I'm here to save you. Kushina's body couldn't handle the exhaustion any longer and she collapsed to the ground. Minato quickly came to Kushina, held her shoulders, and said to her in a gentle tone, it's okay now. As he said this, he picked up Kushina in a princess hug and many more. Minato leaped and his figure was in mid-air. Kushina, who was held in Minato's arms, stared blankly at his soft profile. This scene is as beautiful as a painting, Kushina said hesitantly. That, Minato still held the red hair that Kushina had pulled out earlier. It's very beautiful hair, so I noticed it right away. Hearing his words, Kushina turned her head, even though I never offered a helping hand every time, because I know you are very powerful, whether it is strength or mind. As he spoke, Minato's figure landed on a tree. However, this time it is a dispute between villages, which is different from the previous minor fights, so, I don't want to lose you. Kushina's pupils dilated and she asked, even if I'm an outsider. Minato smiled gently and said, why do you say that? You live in Konoha, so you are a companion of Konoha? Ninja World, I don't want to lose you. When I heard Minato say this, my heart was touched. Oh, even though I am a plump man weighing more than 200 pounds, Minato, you're in a premature relationship. Naruto, you should learn from your father. From this day on, Kushina fell in love with her red hair and also fell in love with Minato. That scene was as beautiful as Naruto and Hinata's kiss under the moon. In the infinite Tsukuyomi, can I also become handsome and powerful, and be admired by countless people? Fire Nation Muai Village Uchiha Clan Land Patriarch's house. Sasuke took a bite of the rice ball. Naruto, your dad is so handsome. Naruto scratched his head embarrassedly. It's okay, Mikado, who was cleaning the kitchen, coughed twice. Sasuke, your dad is actually quite handsome, but she could only say this in her heart. Sasuke praised, your mother is also very beautiful. Naruto smirked. Hey, this is true. Sasuke asked, but why didn't you inherit their looks? Naruto, so what you said before was for this sentence. On screen title, Shino Who Can Laugh. On the road, Naruto said weakly to Shino, who was walking in front of him, Shino, let's take a break. I'm so tired after traveling since morning. Shino's ruthless voice reached his ears. If you can still say you are tired, that means you can still walk, because you still have the energy to talk. Naruto complained quietly, still a bunch of twisted ideas. How unlucky it is to be on a mission with Shino. At some point, Shino stopped. Naruto jogged all the way until he came to the old lady who was walking towards them. Grandma, is Benji Village far from here? Are you going to Benji Village? The old lady pointed behind her. It's just over the hill. Hearing her say this, Naruto said happily, really? That's great. As the old lady passed by the two of them, she said, but you have to be careful. Naruto was stunned. The old lady said in a grim tone, in Hanaoshi Village, even the dead can laugh. If you laugh along, you're done. After saying that, an evil smile appeared on the old lady's face. Ninja World, is this a mission that Naruto and Shino are on together? Hiss, it's a bit scary. What's going on? Dead people can laugh. It feels a bit weird. Shino, I almost forgot about this guy, but I remembered it when I saw this name. He seemed very small. If something really scary happened, Naruto would be scared to death at this age. On screen, Naruto, we have arrived at Hanji Village. Naruto walked forward and looked down at the village below him. At that time, we had no idea that such a horrific and horrifying incident would happen in this village. Somewhere in the ninja world, listening to Naruto's inner voice, Boruto couldn't help but shudder. There won't be any ghosts, will there? Could it be an incident where an evil ghost attacked the villagers? Future Sasuke frowned. Probably not. He couldn't be sure. On screen, Mitoya, Shimura, Naruto and Shino clasped their hands together and worshipped the portrait in front of them. At this time, A man opened the sliding door, walked to the futon, knelt down, and bowed to the two of them. I am the chief mourner, Kazuki Fuda. I am Shinobi. Naruto opened his arms carelessly. I am Uzumaki Naruto. Kazuki Fuda pushed a suicide note towards the two of them. Let's skip the polite words. This is the suicide note from my father, Kagetsu Fujihai. Shino opened the suicide note. This is the position of head of the Kazuki family, and all property will be inherited by the eldest son, Kazuki Fuda. In memory, in the Hokage's office, the fifth Hokage Tsunade said to Naruto and Shino, who were carrying out this mission, tomorrow in Hanayoshi village, there will be a funeral for the landowner of that mountain, the head of the Kazuki family. I would like to invite you two to go over, Shino asked, securing the funeral. Naruto can't do this. Naruto frowned and asked, what do you mean, Shino? Because you have the most undignified face in Konoha village. Naruto immediately became angry. What did you say? Tsunade also said, I think so too, but there are no other people. Tsunade's words made Naruto stunned for a moment. Tsunade continued, so as a last resort, I can only send Naruto to go with you. Shino, you are the main one in this mission. In my opinion, you are the most suitable person for this mission. Jingain on the side also added, in fact, in addition to security, you have another important task. You will know after reading the suicide note. This is the memory. Shino continued reading. However, if Fuda laughs at the funeral, he will lose his inheritance rights, and the estate will be distributed among the remaining family members. Naruto couldn't help but mutter, what a weird suicide note. Ninja world, it's really baffling. Why laugh at a funeral? Such a serious occasion. Could it be that the head of the Hawaii family was killed by his clan members who coveted his property? That's why the wronged soul didn't go to the Pure Land. Chapter 583, Laughing Medicine. On screen there are many herbs to be picked on the mountain of Hawaii's family. As long as I inherit this family, I will have no worries about food and clothing for the rest of my life. But, if you smile at the funeral, you will lose everything. Tomorrow all my relatives will definitely try every trick to make me laugh. To be honest, I don't have the confidence to hold on. As he spoke, Kazuki Fuda looked up at Shino. But there is a way to survive. The suicide note said that I could find someone to act as my agent, so I asked Konoha to send someone who would never laugh. Naruto's tone was full of confidence. This is indeed the most suitable task for Shino. I have never seen this guy smile. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto agreed. I agree with what Dad said. Ninja world, Shino-chan is indeed the most suitable candidate. Let Tobirama or Danzo go. They seem to be suitable as well. It's really weird. To fight for property, you make others laugh at your father's funeral. Not only is it weird, it's also very cold-blooded, so all these conflicts are related to the distribution of inheritance. If all the inheritance is given to the eldest son, the rest of the people will certainly not accept it. This Kagetsu Fuda left nothing for his brothers and sisters. It certainly won't be easy for them to inherit the estate smoothly. Thinking of the title, did Shino fail in his mission in the end? Could it be that he was possessed by an evil spirit? On screen, Kazuki Fuda bowed to Shino. I really am counting on you, Shino said calmly. I understand. At this time, brother, the food is ready. Kazuki Fuda introduced them to each other. This is my youngest sister, Awu. She has been living in this big house with her father, and it was Wu who took care of her father before he died. Awu, these two are Shino and Naruto. Awu bowed slightly to the two of them. Please take care of me. Ninja world, there might be something wrong with this Awu. Could Kagetsu Fujihai's death be related to Awu? Is it murder for property or is it supernatural? Even if this Awu doesn't look like a bad person, she must know something. Naruto's inner voice has spoken. Such a horrific and horrifying incident actually happened in this village. You can't blame most people in the ninja world for thinking too much. On screen starting, Naruto picked up the bowl and was about to eat when Shino stopped him slow. Naruto looked at him. Shino said, let me try the poison first. Poison testing? Kazuki Fuda said to him, I don't think those relatives would poison you, right? However, it is better to be cautious. Naruto also said, that's right. Awu asked doubtfully, isn't Shino afraid of poison? No problem. Even if I poison you, the parasites in my body will break down the toxin. After saying that, Shino picked up the rice with chopsticks and started eating. Send bedbugs. Soon, Shino placed the empty bowl on the table. Awu asked cautiously, how is it? Shino's lips curled up. HMPH. Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. No problem. As he said this, he was about to put the food into his mouth, but he suddenly reacted and looked at Shino in shock. Shino smiled. Naruto stood up suddenly and took a half step back. Hey. Naruto moved back step by step. Ha 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 ha. Shino laughed out loud. I don't know why, but you seem to be in a really good mood. So the food should be fine. As he spoke, Kazuki Fuuta picked up the bowl and prepared to eat. Pure Land Tabirum crossed his arms. This laughter is comparable to the laughter of the four heroes before. The corner of Izuna's mouth twitched. Is this guy an idiot? Did he see that Naruto was so scared? And he still said the food was fine. On screen Naruto yelled. Can't eat. He pointed at Shino who was laughing wildly. There must be something strange about Shino becoming like this. Shino suppressed his laughter and slammed the table hard because he was trying to hold back his laughter. The blood vessels in his temples burst. There's some laughter drug in this meal. After saying this, he could no longer bear it and laughed out loud. Naruto looked at Wu and asked, who made the dish? Wu stood up and said, it's me, but the kitchen door is not locked. Anyone who wants to can go in. Huayu Fente lay on the table with a painful look on his face. I never thought that one of my relatives would be willing to poison me. Ninja World. This look of collapse after learning the situation is quite appropriate with Shino's laughter. There is such a medicine? Let me try it. There is only one truth. The one who killed Kazuki Fujihai must be the youngest one. Wu, Rain Country Zio Organization Zion, and breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily Naruto didn't eat it. Only Aburame Shino ate it. Scorpion fiddled with the puppet. Laughing pills and poisons should both be decomposed, right? On screen Shino laughed and cried at the same time, and said in great distress, oh no, the bugs are also poisoned. I saw countless parasites in his body giggling and squeaking. No. Can't decompose. Kazuki Fuuta slammed the table. What about tomorrow's funeral? Fire Nation Muai Village Uchiha Clan Land Sasuke loaded. It seems that Naruto is the only one left to go. Don't worry, you won't get a penny of this inheritance, Naruto said unhappily. Hey, I'm not that bad. This kind of task of holding back laughter is a piece of cake for me. By the way, shouldn't this be a supernatural story that makes people's hair stand on end? Why did it develop in this direction? On screen looking at Shino who was laughing wildly, Naruto had beads of sweat dripping down his forehead. It was an incredible sight. Naruto, even if we notify the village now, we won't be able to make it in time for the funeral. So Naruto, you will have to attend the funeral as the chief mourner. After saying that, Shino laughed wildly again. Naruto looked at him with a stiff expression. How come? Kazuki Fuuta appeared behind Naruto and patted him on the shoulder. Naruto, although I am very uneasy, I will leave this matter to you. Naruto's face was covered with more sweat and his eyelids were twitching. I am also very uneasy, but there is nothing we can do in front of the two of them, was Shino, who was laughing wildly with his mouth wide open, and Shino's laughter didn't stop until midnight. The voice of Kagetsu Fuuta's collapse was heard from inside the house. Please be quiet. I can't even sleep. Ninja World, if you keep smiling like this, your face will become more and more stiff, and it will be painful. Leave it to Naruto. Don't fail the mission right at the start. Looking at Shino's expression, it's hard for her to hold back her laughter. Is it really reliable to entrust this task to Naruto? Where is the ghost? Why haven't you seen any ghost yet? Chapter 584 Funeral. The next day you came so early. Confinement? It's already here. Hearing the voice, the woman named Yuzi turned around and said, it's Dad's funeral after all. I dropped what I was doing and rushed over. When Tsukiko saw Naruto next to Kazuki Fuuta, she couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. Who is this child? Kazuki Fuuta explained. I was feeling a little unwell, so I asked this Naruto to attend the funeral on my behalf. Naruto put one hand on his waist and the other on the back of his head, and said to Yuzi, please take care of me. Huayu Fuuta said quickly, so I will go back to the back after I exchange a few pleasantries with everyone. Is that so? But this will is really troublesome. If you laugh at the funeral, you won't be able to inherit. Tsukiko passed by Naruto, who looked silly. Be careful. Kazuki Fuuta leaned close to Naruto's ear and whispered, this is my older sister, Yuzi. She married and moved to the next town 5 years ago, but I guess she is the one who covets the family property the most. Yuzi, who was walking inside, raised her lips in disdain. It's easy for that kid. Far away on the tree everyone looks greedy. As he spoke, Shino grinned in pain, trying not to laugh out loud. At a certain moment, he suddenly spotted a hunched figure that is, at the funeral. In the middle was placed the portrait of Kazuki Tohei. While Naruto and a group of the surviving family members were kneeling on both sides, the monk is coming. Naruto, who had his eyes and lips tightly closed, opened his eyes. He turned to look suddenly shocked. A monk with 3 hairs on his head walked in. Naruto looked at the 3 hairs on the monk's head and was stunned, almost laughing out loud as the monk knelt down. A hair on his head floated down. Naruto's cheeks puffed up as he tried hard not to laugh out loud. Somewhere in the ninja world Boruto covered his mouth. Q. Oh no, Dad's mission is going to fail. Future Sasuke's mouth twitched on screen. Naruto turned around and looked at Kazuki Fuda, who was hiding behind him. Communicating with him with his eyes. Why did you choose to find such a monk? Who are you? Fuda quickly waved his hands, indicating that this had nothing to do with him. How do I know? This is not the same monk as the one we agreed on. Naruto just turned his head back and saw the monk staring at him. The monk bowed to him and another hair fell off his head. At this moment, Naruto's cheeks were as big as his butt. I can't laugh. You can't laugh. The survivors around him seemed like demons with red eyes, whispering in his ears constantly, laugh, laugh, laugh. The monk with only one hair left on his head said, then I will start. Naruto forced his bulging cheeks back, and saw the last hair on the monk's head fly away. Naruto couldn't hold it in any longer, so he held his stomach and laughed out loud twice. Clang! The sound of a wooden barrel falling to the ground and laughter rang out at the same time. Ha ha ha. The survivors all turned their heads to look outside. What sound? Is it the wind that blows? Yuzi looked at Naruto, who was still looking up with his mouth wide open, and asked seriously, Naruto, did you just laugh out loud? Naruto quickly straightened up and denied, no, I didn't laugh at all. Yuzi looked at Wu, who was standing opposite her. Wu, did you hear that? I don't know. I just heard the bucket fall over. Yuzi closed her eyes. Never mind. Naruto wiped the sweat from his forehead and breathed a sigh of relief. Escaped. Pure Land. Madara was speechless. Is this what they call a horrific, creepy thing? What on earth was he expecting? HMPH. Boring stuff. Ninja World. It was a close call. The mission almost failed. Naruto's weird sense of humor. I don't understand what's so funny about it. Ha ha ha. I laughed so hard. This is just the beginning. On screen Naruto looked outside after seeing the parasitic bugs outside the barrel. He was stunned. It's Shino. Thank you. Arwu placed the altar behind the monk, bowed to the people on both sides and said, please come forward in order. A man stood up and walked towards the altar. Then I'll go first. The man came to the altar, squatted down suddenly, and with a click, his pants ripped open, revealing the blue thong underneath. Naruto's cheeks puffed up instantly. Somewhere in the ninja world Boruto slapped his thigh. Ha ha ha. This time, Dad's mission is bound to fail. Ninja world. I was shocked. The methods used by rich people are really dirty. These pants are of terrible quality. Where did you buy them? Do you have any other styles? On screen Naruto's ears seemed to be filled with the whispers of the devil. Laugh, laugh, laugh. A thin man looked at Naruto's current state and spoke slowly. No, this won't make him laugh. As he said this, the thin man Quingbao stood up. I'll go add some fuel to the fire. Naruto looked at the twisting butt and pursed his lips tightly. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. After a while, the man who was shaking his butt realized that he still couldn't make Naruto laugh, so he had to leave. Kyoshi walked over to the altar and glanced at Naruto. Quingbao snorted in disdain in his heart. Just this little brat. Watch me use that trick to make him laugh to death. Naruto gritted his teeth. Is this guy also up to something? Whatever I do, I won't laugh. Kingbao's nose twitched, as if he was about to sneeze. Yuzi's lips curled up. Kadayahashi. Sweat dripped down the faces of the survivors around them. Quingbao? Quingbao is going to use that trick. Naruto's eyes were full of determination. No matter what I do, you must not laugh. Quingbao finally sneezed. After Quingbao sneezed, a rose appeared from his nostrils. Quingbao turned to look at Naruto. Make a flower, Naruto. Naruto's cheeks instantly puffed up into a bow. I can't laugh. You can't laugh. You must not laugh. Pure Land. Kushina. Puff. Ha ha ha. That's so funny. He looks so serious. The corner of Izuna's mouth twitched. If it was at the scene, it would be really hard to hold back. Tobirama said disdainfully, what a cheap joke. Ninja World. The main goal is to catch the enemy by surprise. Naruto can hold back like this. If it were me, I would definitely burst out laughing. Ha ha ha. Boring. If you keep holding your cheeks together, they're going to explode. If it was Shino, would you be amused? On screen Tsukiko glanced at Naruto beside her. It's still holding up, but how long can you hold out? She glanced at everyone present. A very own. Make him laugh before the funeral is over. P.S. I'll just write 2,000 words today. I have a terrible headache and a stiff neck. I'm not in good shape to begin with and feel awful. This may be because I fell asleep last night before my hair was dry. Chapter 585, Golden Gang Dang. On screen in the forest Shino hid behind a tree and observed secretly. That old woman is, in memory when the old woman passed by him, she said to him and Naruto in a gloomy tone, in Hanaoshi village, even the dead can laugh. If you laugh along, you're done. Memories to this point. Shino's cheeks twitched as he tried hard to suppress the urge to laugh out loud. What is she doing here? Thinking of this, Shino couldn't help but cough dryly. Who is it? Shino quickly covered his mouth. Oops. It turned out to be Wu. Shino stuck his head out and looked at Wu, who was standing in front of the old woman not far away. At the funeral, a man was dancing exaggeratedly. Naruto tried hard to hold back his laughter. In the forest, the old woman put a can into Wu's hand and said to her, "Just add this to everyone's tea and it will be done." But, the old woman continued, "This way everything will fall into place." But at this moment, That's hard to say. Shino came out with his hands in his pockets. The old woman was startled. "You are Ninja World." Shino came out because he couldn't help laughing. "Right, I said there was something wrong with this Wu. I didn't expect that the old lady I met at the beginning also had a problem. Does this old woman want to poison the survivors and let Wu inherit all the inheritance?" Naruto and Shino are having a hard time trying to hold back laughter. On screen, Shino laughed twice more. "I heard everything you said." After saying that, he couldn't help but burst out laughing at the funeral. The surviving people, who looked all kinds of strange, were already exhausted. Tsukiko looked at Naruto next to her and gritted her teeth. "I'm not willing to accept this. As long as this guy laughs, I can also share the property." Naruto closed his eyes and turned his head to the survivors and said, "Thank you all for coming today. I would like to thank you all on behalf of the deceased. So, mission accomplished." Ninja World, you didn't laugh. I'm shocked. Naruto has been able to endure this long. At critical moments, Naruto is still very reliable. These people are really doing such a crazy thing at a funeral just for money. On screen at the funeral, in the booth behind Naruto, Fuda slumped on the ground. It seems that there was no danger. As soon as the monk returns, the funeral is over. But at this moment, please slow down. Naruto was stunned and looked at Tsukiko beside him. "Let my husband say thank you too. Come on, husband." The slightly plump man next to Yuzi stood up, walked to the monk and bowed slightly. Then he unbuckled his belt and lifted his clothes to expose his belly. The belly, which was painted into face with oil paint, bounced up and down, and made a childish and funny sound. "Thank you for coming today." Everyone was stunned. The husband, who was in confinement, was twisting his belly, and the face painted on it was particularly funny. "Today's funeral was great. I am very touched by this." Yuzi took out a water gun and sprayed it on her husband's belly. The oil paint on the eyes was soaked by water and slid down 2 traces, making it look like a tearful face. "I can't help but cry." Naruto, the monk in front of the confinement husband, couldn't help but burst out laughing in the cubicle. Fuda couldn't help but cover his mouth and laugh. That Yuzi guy actually went this far. He covered his mouth and laughed while praying in his heart. "Naruto, just hold on until this is over. Hold on. Hold on." Ninja World PFFT. Yuzi's husband used his ultimate move. Why are there always these boring things? What about the shocking incidents? Are these the ones you're referring to? Neither the monk nor Kagetsu Fuda could hold back. As long as Fuda cannot inherit the estate can be distributed among the survivors. It's not Fuda's fault that he is targeted by everyone. Don't hold it in and get hurt. On screen, Naruto was holding back tears and he squeezed his thighs hard. "No, it doesn't hurt at all." Recalling sad memories at a time like this, the image of a pouting Jiraiya surfaced in his mind. Naruto's face began to sweet. "We did the lecherous immortal pop up at this time?" Yuzi turned her head and looked at him with a smile on her face. "Okay, let's finish him off in one go." Thinking about it, she continued to use the water gun. The husband twisted his belly during the confinement period. "Oh no, my face is all red from crying." "What nonsense are you talking about?" Yuzi stood up and walked to her husband, pulled his clothes off, and then pulled off her husband's wig on top of the husband's head. There is also a face painted with oil paint, but this face is even more weird. "Isn't your face here?" Naruto was trying so hard to hold back his laughter that he rolled his eyes. "No, I can't." There was a sound of wild laughter, but no one noticed it in the cubicle. Kagetsu Fuda covered his mouth with tears streaming down his facets. Over. Yuzi looked at Naruto with pride, his cheeks puffed up like a ball. "It's done. Ha." The sound of this wild laughter finally caught Yuzi's attention. She looked at the person who was laughing wildly and felt incredible. "Dad." Kazuki Fuda opened the door of the compartment and looked shocked. "You are not dead." "Dad," the little girl who played Wu shouted. "Brothers and sisters, stop quarreling. Dad hates us quarreling." Then the actor who plays Kazuki Fuda said, "I thought of a funny joke." The actress who plays Yuzi also said, "I also thought of a funny one." Yuzi looked at the 3 people who were talking and muttered in confusion, "What are they doing? Where did they come from?" The actor who plays Fuda Kazuki points his thumb at himself. "I have to make my dad laugh first." The actress who plays Yuzi pushed the man, I'll make you laugh first, brother, go away, the little girl Awu beside the brother and sister said anxiously. Stop arguing, we can't quarrel. Kagetsu Fujihai laughed and stood up. Just as Awu said, we can't quarrel, he walked towards the three actors. Fuda, Yuzi whispers, Fuda? Yuzi, hearing this, it is indeed the same as when we were kids. Kazuki Fujihai took out a small brass bell and struck it, then began to sing. Don't quarrel. The kettle is an iron kettle. My mom doesn't like citrus. Don't be a pervert, drink the wine hot. My wife's private money is kept in the vault, my crotch is golden. Everyone present couldn't help but laugh. Kagetsu Fujihara sang and danced. Golden clang clang, golden clang clang. Naruto laughed until tears came out. Rain Country Zio organization Kokuzu's eyes were filled with a hint of aggression. It's gold? Really? Pure Land Madara was disappointed that he didn't see the ghost. Has Kagetsu Tohei been pretending to be dead this whole time? Tobirama clicked his tongue. As expected of a rich man, everything he has can be made of gold. Izuna looked disdainful. It's not as good as Tobirama Senju's singing. Chapter 586, Sishion. On screen with Kazuki Fujihai's humor, the atmosphere at the scene eased a lot. Huai Fuda smiled and said, that's true. When we were young, we were often amused by our father's jokes. Yuzi also laughed and said, it's been a long time since I laughed at my dad's jokes. This is it. This is what I want to see. This sudden sound instantly made the scene quiet. Everyone turned to look at the old woman who said this outside, and next to the old woman was standing Aru. The old woman reached out and took off the disguise mask on her head, revealing her original face. It was actually Kazuki Fujihai himself. Everyone was stunned. Naruto. Huh? Ninja World what? Wait. My head is a little confused. Is this old lady the real Kagetsu Fujihai? So, the one just now was. On screen Huai Fente was surprised and asked, Dad, then this one is. Parasitic bugs emerged from the original Kazuki Fujihara's body, and with a bang and smoke rising, it turned back into the original Shino's appearance. Somewhere in the ninja world future Sasuke understood, so Shino is the one with the golden crotch. Boruto couldn't help laughing. So Mr. Shino is so good at telling jokes. On screen Shino slowly spoke, laughing, stopped. Shino, Kagetsu Fujihai walked in. I'm sorry, everyone. I thought that if it weren't for my funeral, you wouldn't come. So I asked Awu to make many preparations and arranged such a funeral. The shock on Kazuki Fuda and Tsukiko's faces has not yet disappeared. Is it really, Dad? You are not dead, right? Why do you do this? Kagetsu Fujihai closed his eyes. Before, when we didn't know that the herbs in the mountains could be exchanged for money, our family was poor but full of laughter. However, knowing that herbs are valuable, we became rich people, and all we talked about was money, money, money. The smiles disappeared from everyone's faces. I want to remind everyone what is truly important and bring back the smiles of my family. I think as long as I leave such a ridiculous suicide note, everyone will try to make Fuda laugh, and then not only Fuda, but everyone will laugh together. How great is that? Having money does not equal happiness. Happiness is when everyone can live happily together. After hearing what Kazuki Fujihai said, everyone fell into deep thought. I recall now hearing what Huai Fuda said. Everyone in the field turned to look at him. A smile appeared on Kazuki Fuda's face. Sure enough, the smile is the most important thing. Yuzi also said, yes. To be honest, I am tired of being manipulated by money. Huai Fuda pointed at her and laughed. You are kidding? You love talking about money the most. Yuzi retorted, I am not talking about money. She picked up the small brass bell and flicked it lightly with her fingers. I am talking about this clock. Everyone laughed again, including Yuzi herself, especially Naruto. He laughed so hard that tears came out. There was a burst of laughter in the mansion. Ninja World. The atmosphere suddenly became harmonious. Even Yuzi started telling jokes. Zhang and Jin have the same pronunciation, tisk. Kagetsu Fujihai also knew that the suicide note he left behind was ridiculous. The key is that those relatives took it seriously. It's boring, but it's better than the depressing things that are going to happen in the future. On screen Kazuki Fujihai took out the medicine jar from his arms. Naruto asked in confusion, could this be? It's a laughing drug, and it's just a prototype. I knew that if I told him that I could hire a replacement, Fuda would definitely find someone who couldn't smile to replace me, so I decided to test the effect on that person first. If no one laughs at the funeral until the end, I plan to mix this into everyone's tea to make them laugh. But, in memory, Shino lowered his head and said with a muffled laugh, using drugs to force people to laugh is meaningless. Because they are not happy from the bottom of their hearts. As soon as he finished speaking, He couldn't help but throw his head back and burst out laughing. After laughing twice, he looked at Uayu Fuda and Awu. On the contrary, they are crying in their hearts, just like me now. End of memories. Kazuki Fuda and Mai waved goodbye to Naruto and Shino on the road. Naruto asked, how do I calculate this mission? It should be successful, right? Because I think that the Hokage should know the actual content of the commission. Hey, Naruto jogged a few steps to catch up with Shino. The first old man was you, Shino, right? So, my crotch is golden as you. Shino grabbed Naruto's collar and threatened him viciously. Forget it, absolutely forget it. Naruto was frightened by Shino's expression. I know. Shino let go of Naruto's collar. That's good. Naruto looked at Shino's back speechlessly. I feel like I still can't get along with him. Ninja world, you never made me laugh before, but Naruto finally made me laugh. Don't worry Shino, all of us in the ninja world will forget about it together. Brother Shino is little Jin Dang Dang. I didn't see Naruto get scared by the ghost. So disappointed. On screen title, see Shion chapter. Early morning. Naruto's house. Kage held his chin with one hand, staring at the vase that was glued in front of him in a daze. The door was suddenly pushed open. Boruto said to him, well, I'm going to practice. After saying that, he smiled and said, just stay at home with my dad and love each other. Kage turned his head away and snorted, childish ghost in the aisle. Naruto yawned. Why am I so sleepy today? The nine-tailed fox in his body said, I should be the one saying this, because I was meddling in that kid's business. Well, Qiu Li laughed. Nothing. Don't bother me. I want to sleep for a while. Okay. As soon as Naruto walked into the living room, he saw Kage lying on the ground looking for something, and was a little confused. Kage? What are you doing? Kage stood up and explained, there is still one piece of the vase missing, perhaps because he was too sleepy. Naruto closed his eyes and said, then I guess it's long gone. After all, Himawari cleans up every day. Maybe, but I have to confirm it myself, otherwise it will always be on my mind. Naruto put his hands on his hips and walked behind him. By the way, I feel that this is enough. It is almost a perfect recovery. Kage turned his head and said to him, how can a leaky vase with a hole in it be perfect? Without waiting for Naruto to say anything, Kage continued, with your casual and perfunctory attitude, it's no wonder Boruto always yells at you. Naruto scratched the back of his head and smiled sheepishly. Really? It feels like I have a strict son. Kage was stunned for a moment, then turned his face away. I am not your son. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 587, Fake Jiraiya. Today, Konoha Village is as peaceful and beautiful as usual. Park bench. Iwab looked at the Gekinin card in front of him with a look of devastation. Damn it. Lost again. The four friends beside him made a tisk-tisk sound. You are too strong, don't you know what humility is? Shikide crossed his arms and said, I'm sorry, Iwab, your tactics are too straightforward. You will never be able to defeat me until you change this style. Jingzhen smiled and said, it's your class's treat again this time. Chudeo Jojo said at the side, I want a soy flour dessert, please. Iwab turned around and clasped his hands together to Denki. Sorry Denki, please help me, your financial support is my only support. Electric speechless, again, if you are not sure, don't bet with others, I could have won this time. Metal Lee looked at him and said, you keep saying it, and you lose every time. You've lost 8 times in a row, right? Iwab said to Denki, use your company's power to modify the rules of Gekinin, so that I can have a taste of victory. Diane said helplessly, you think too much? Jingzhen couldn't help laughing. Shikide said, but speaking of which, these days are really peaceful. Jingzhen also said, there are no tasks to do recently. By the way, what do you think about that kid? Denki looked confused. Who is that kid referring to? Jingzhen said, it's Kage. Even though the 7th generation is watching him, is it really okay to trust him so easily? Are you worried that he might be a spy sent by the enemy? Hearing Shikide's question, Jingzhen touched his chin. My father, given his position, would naturally be more cautious of Kage, but as far as he is concerned, he seems to trust Kage quite a bit. My mother is the opposite. She even told me to keep a certain distance from Kage. Shikide said, it is normal for parents to have such a reaction. My dad is also very wary of him. Chudeo Jojo took out potato chips from the bag. Handsome guy is innocent. Cool and a little gloomy. Don't you think he is very attractive? I have met him before and I think he's not bad. Denki also added, his relationship with Boruto seems to be getting better and better. Ninja World, how can it be bad? They are brothers. Is this when Kage was picked up by Naruto not long ago? From the title, maybe the mission will come soon. This Jijin is likely the person who commissioned the mission, and this is also the story of this guy. It's fine as an everyday story. Those future crises are too depressing to watch. Pure Land, is it the usual again? Ben was not interested. I wonder when some interesting guys from the future will be released. For example, Marojin. It is not only a visual feast, but also allows the ninja world to respond in advance on screen. Iwab lowered his head and laughed. Don't jump to conclusions too soon. Anyway, I can't stand him. Is there such a thing? Hearing Jingzhen's doubts, Iwab explained in an unhappy tone, I saw him and the 7th generation on the road before, with a long face, as if he was going to bite someone. He stared at me with his 2 big eyes. Denki spread his hands and said to him, if you say so, weren't you the same at the beginning? Iwab was instantly embarrassed. Let's not talk about the past anymore, Metal Lee said, but, although he is a bit cold, he is surprisingly honest. I think he is a good person. Chudeo Jojo looked at him with admiration. Metal, you have good taste. Handsome guys are innocent, Shikide murmured. Are you being honest? I hope so. Naruto's house Konohamaru, who was on alert, turned his head and glanced at Kage, who was looking for the vase fragments inside on the wall. A toad was also staring at Kage. Mr. Guaxin was staring at the toad here, and his eyes were moving like the toad. Fire Nation Muai Village. In the laboratory the moment they saw Master Guaxin, the 3 of them were stunned. Jiraiya, aren't you dead? Jiraiya, you're asking me this? Jiraiya pointed at himself and asked Tsunade, take a closer look. Am I more handsome than that guy? For some reason, Orochimaru's mind flashed with the image of Mitsuki. He mused, but it did not interrupt the 2 people's guessing. Tsunade was puzzled. Looking closely, he is more handsome than you, but still very similar. Could he be your brother or your biological son who is living away from home? You finally admit that I'm handsome. Tsunade, you misunderstood. What I meant was that you are uglier than him. On screen Mr. Guaxin slowly raised his head. It's been a while since the Daruda incident. I thought I would keep watching Kage and wait for him to take action, but now there is no news at all. I think Delta must have told Boruto that there is a wedge in his body. What on earth was that guy thinking? Muai Village. Sarada walked into the Yamanaka flower shop and greeted Ino. Hello, Aunt Ino. Sarada is here. Welcome, welcome, Sarada said. I came to pick up the flowers my mother ordered. Ino smiled, took out the flowers and handed them to Sarada. It's been prepared a long time ago? Sarada exclaimed. So beautiful. Thank you, Auntie. Ino leaned closer and asked quietly, is this for Sasuke? They are already an old married couple. But Sakura is still like a girl in love. Sarada blushed and smiled as she said, I feel embarrassed just watching this. How wonderful. I am a little envious. Correct. Sarada seemed to remember something and pointed at the flowers behind Ino. Can I have some more of that flower? It doesn't count with this. Hey, who are you going to give flowers to too? Hearing Ino's question, Sarada said a little embarrassedly, I guess so. Ninja World. Sakura really likes Sasuke. It seems that Sasuke is very happy after marrying Sakura. That's great. I am a little envious. What the fake Jiraiya was thinking, and he even mentioned Boruto's wedge. There must be something wrong. Who is that he? Could it be a guy named Jijin? On screen in the forest, Boruto is training in ninja tool throwing. After throwing the last shot, his footing lost its balance and he fell off the branch. Mitsuki came in front of him. Boruto actually slipped? How rare. Boruto covered his neck. It hurts. It hurts? This is not an uncommon problem. This is definitely the first time I have encountered this problem since I became a ninja. Then he began to explain how he had just felt. My body suddenly became a little stiff. Mitsuki asked, body? Mitsuki was suddenly stunned, looking at Boruto's right hand with the markings appearing on it. Boruto, your right hand. Boruto looked at his right hand and was stunned. The wedge pattern is actually. Could it be that it was the one that caused me to fall just now? Chapter 588, Sishion. Mitsuki approached him and asked, didn't you control it intentionally? Well, I can't summon it freely yet. It only appears when I am immersed in battle or when I resonate with Kage's wedge. Mitsuki lowered his head and thought, Kage. Could something have happened to Kage? Although he has the 7th generation guarding him, nothing should happen. At this time, the leaves began to rustle. Boruto stood up. I have a bad feeling. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. An idea suddenly occurred to Shikaku. There are some wedges on Kage's body. Could it be that the person who adopted Kage is Otsutsuki Aishiki? The other people in the field were shocked. What's the relationship between Akatsuki Aishiki and Jijin in the title? Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression was solemn. Boruto has a wedge. Since such an abnormality has occurred, it means that something is likely to happen. On screen Naruto's house. Naruto put the somewhat heavy idiot in his hand on the ground behind him. Hinata, holding Iwari's hand, said to him, "Naruto, I'm going to buy the ingredients for dinner." Sunflower waved, "Let's go." Naruto also waved his hand, "Okay, be careful." After the two of them left, Naruto put his hands on his hips and said to Konohamaru, who was standing guard at the door, "Konohamaru, you've worked so hard, it's just a task, it's nothing." In the room Kage sighed as he still hadn't found the fragments. "No way, the only way is to plug the hole." As soon as Kage stood up, his body froze. He looked at the palm of his hand, his pupils trembling. The other side. Sarada walked out of the Yamanaka flower shop, holding 2 bouquets of flowers. "That guy will probably think I'm a big trouble, right?" Inside the flower shop, Ino looked at Sarada's back. "That bouquet of flowers, isn't it for Kage? Their relationship is better than I thought." The next moment, she sensed something and her body shook. How can there be such Shival chakra? Naruto's house. Kage fell to his knees. What's going on? Why is wedge? Naruto outside the door noticed something unusual and asked worriedly, "Kage, what's wrong with you?" Black and red chakra emerged from the wedge in Kage's palm. This chakra turned into vortex in front of Kage's eyes, and Jijin's figure emerged from the vortex. Kage's eyes widened in shock. "What?" Labodist Guozin was also somewhat incredulous. How could this be possible? Kage's eyelids twitched and cold sweat ran down his face again. "It's you, Jixin, Fire Nation Muai Village. It's that bastard. I didn't expect to see this guy on the screen so soon." This time, the enemy is even more terrifying than Mimashiki. It turns out that Jijin is Akatsuki Aishiki. This guy who looks like Jiraiya-sama seems to know Jijin. Hokage. Building the pupils of several senior executives shrank. Fugaku, whose chest was still aching, frowned. "It's him. Akatsuki Aishiki." Uchiha clan land mansion. Even though this enemy had been killed, Uchiha Hikaru, who had witnessed Jijin's power with his own eyes, was still a little afraid. Can Naruto, Sasuke and Boruto, who hasn't grown up yet, be a match for Aishiki Akatsuki? Somewhere in the ninja world future Sasuke looked serious. Spatial ability? And the reaction of the wedge. Could this guy be? Boruto's fingertips were clenched until they turned white. It's Akatsuki. On screen inside Konoha village, black spots appeared on Boruto's face as he hurried home. Mitsuki behind him reminded, "Boruto, the wedge pattern has spread further." Boruto's tone is urgent. Something must have happened to Kage. "We have to be faster." Shikode, Inogen and others looked at Boruto and Mitsuki flying by, somewhat puzzled. Isn't that Boruto and Mitsuki? What happened? Why are they so flustered? On the street, Sarada, holding flowers, was also walking towards Naruto's house. Master Guoxin, who was using a toad to observe the situation at Naruto's home, had a serious expression on his face. He wanted to take Kage away, which was not unexpected. It's just that he himself would be there in person. How is this possible? If he could really do that, then there would be no need for him to send someone to retrieve it. Jijin from Naruto's family glanced at the toad on the wall. Mr. Guoxin quickly formed seals with his hands and let the toad jump away. I was planning to test Jijin's true intentions by looking at his attitude, but in the end, I was the one being tested. Naruto's house. After looking around, Sixen said, looking at the layout here, this should be the living room, right? I have to apologize to you, Uzumaki Naruto. I'm sorry I came in with my shoes on. Ninja World. This, is Jixin really an enemy? How can an enemy be so polite? This Jijin looks so weird. I know also said that his chakra is full of evil energy. The person who adopted Kage should be Jijin. What's wrong with Jijin coming in person? Can any random person take Kage away from Naruto's house? Could it be that Jijin is a rebellious ninja with special abilities? On screen Naruto stared at Jijin. It's just a small matter, not important. Are you Jixin? Naruto raised his fist and said, I've wanted to meet you for a long time. Jijin said calmly, I'm not doing anything. I just came to take this disobedient child away. I have no intention of having a conflict with you. It's just that Boruto is not here, which makes me a little regretful. Stop talking to yourself there. Naruto punched him. Jijin kicked Naruto in the chest, sending him flying so fast. As Naruto was flying backwards, Jijin opened his 5 fingers and several black sticks suddenly emerged from Naruto's body. Konohamaru and a hooded ninja heard the noise and ran into the yard. 7th generation, what happened? Naruto endured the pain in his body and said anxiously, wait. Don't come over here, run. What's up with these piles? They're absorbing my chakra, Konohamaru shouted. 7th generation. We are here to help you. With a swish sound, Jijin appeared between Konohamaru and the hooded ninja, with his 5 fingers pointed at the hooded ninja. Hey, asshole! Seeing his companion's body pierced by the black stick, Konohamaru punched Jijin angrily. Sixen dodged it easily. I'll just play with you, don't look down on others. Konohamaru kicked at Jijin, but was easily dodged again, so he punched him again. Jijin caught Konohamaru's fist and punched him in the face. The punch was not heavy. Konohamaru took a step back and a Rasengan appeared in his hand. Rasengan. Jijin grabbed his wrist and the Rasengan disappeared instantly. What? Then, Jijin twisted his wrist hard, and Konohamaru screamed. Is this all that Konoha's Jonin can do? Chapter 589 Encountering a Strong Enemy. Hateful. Konohamaru's mid-air kick was dodged by Jijin while retreating. Jijin stretched out his palm and pointed it at Konohamaru. Hey! Konohamaru's body was pierced by 5 black rods. Naruto was worried, but he couldn't help with a black rod stuck in his body. Pure Land to Birama's eyelids twitched. This guy's ability. The ability is not even visible. Is it the spatial ability that makes the chakra black stick appear out of thin air? Madara looked at the understated figure on the screen with a serious expression. A new Akatsuki. Ninja world isn't Jixin a little too powerful? Can I leave this ninja world? I want to live on another planet. Even Naruto was defeated in one fight? Fortunately, I ran fast at that time. I wonder what the situation of Konoha village is like now. Naruto didn't even use the Nine Tails mode. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face twitched unconsciously. When facing Akatsuki Ishiki, we have no ability to resist at all, Shikoku said with a lingering fear. What a formidable opponent. Fortunately, we are lucky enough. Boruto, who has grown up in the future, came to our ninja world and helped us solve this huge crisis. On screen Jijin comes in front of Kage. Don't cause me any trouble, okay, my rebellious son, your vacation is over, come back with me. Kage frowned and looked directly at Jijin. Who are you calling son? I have never considered you as a father. Sixen's tone didn't change at all, if you understand. Stand up quickly. After saying that, he narrowed his eyes. Does your skin itch? Kage gritted his teeth and fear flashed in his eyes. Jijin looked down at Kage from above. You should know very well that you cannot disobey me. Hate. Black markings appeared on Kage's arm, and he punched forward. Sixen reached out and grasped his wrist. Kage stared at Jijin with sharp eyes. Tell me how to remove this damn seal you gave me. It seems that you like the toy arm that the Hokage gave you more than the wedge I gave you. Think about it carefully. How do you know that it is not a device used to monitor you? In this sense, how is it different from the deed I gave you? Kage said angrily. Shut up. Hokage is different from scum like you. Jijin narrowed his eyes and exerted a little force with his palms, squeezing Kage so hard that he cried out in pain. I am speechless. Wake up, Kage. To put it bluntly, you are just being used by the Hokage and this ninja village. There is no place for an empty shell like you here. After saying that, Jijin clenched his hands tightly and with a click, Kage immediately let out a scream. Ninja world. Although I don't know what happened exactly, but what Jixin said really hit the nail on the head. Naruto wouldn't do anything like that. Jijin might be defeated by Boruto with a Rasengan in the end. Pure Land. Madara fell into thought. Akatsuki, Jijin and Momoshiki are different from Tonari. They are powerful and difficult to deal with, and they are also very intelligent. This time Naruto and Sasuke have met a strong enemy. On screen Kage, listen carefully, only I will stand up for you. This is something that a coward like the Hokage who is addicted to comfort would never be able to do. What he protects is only the peace of the village, and this does not include you. Naruto in the yard spoke with difficulty. Hold on a little longer, Kage, I will come to rescue you soon. Sixen whispered. How embarrassing, whether it's him or the right arm. He looked at Kage's clenched right arm. I will heal your right arm when I get back. It's really an eyesore. Hello. Kage finally spoke. He stared into Sixen's eyes. You bald man. Ninja world. I won't say anything else, but Kage is really tough. You are so brave. If it were me, I would have already peed on Jixin. Is that weird-looking right arm developed by Konoha? I suddenly thought of the research department of Yanshin. On screen Sixen narrowed her eyes. Red spots appeared on Kage's face, and a horn slowly grew out of his head. A disgusting villain like you. The anger in Sixen's eyes disappeared in an instant, and her eyes widened slightly. Kage continued hissing. I will never allow you to insult the 7th generation. Jijin's eyes were fixed on Kage's face. This kid, when did he evolve to this point? Monkuozin, who was observing this place from a distance through a toad, was shocked and said, that is, could it be that, Naruto's face was covered with sweat due to anxiety, but he still couldn't move at all. The voice of the nine tails inside the body sounded. Hey, Naruto, you are too embarrassing, aren't you? The title of Hokage will be disgraced because of you. You talk too much nonsense, Kurama. I can't get rid of this thing with my own strength. As Naruto finished his words, golden chakra began to emerge from his body. This is an emergency, Kyuubi said as the black rod on Naruto was bounced away by his chakra. Boom. Naruto, who activated Kurama mode, kicked Jijin, who was still in a daze, and sent him flying after landing. Sixen stood up quickly. Naruto pressed Kalki's shoulder and asked, Kalki. Kalki raised his head and saw Naruto's face, which was very friendly to him. It's alright, wait here for a moment. Hearing this, Kalki was stunned. Jijin said, I see, you used the power of the nine-tailed fox. It seems that you are determined to ruin my plans. Your behavior is not what a father should do when educating his children. Black spots appeared on Jijin's body. Okay, then don't blame me for getting rid of you, Uzumaki Naruto. The next moment, Naruto was kicked out of the living room by him, and his body hit the wall, leaving a big hole in the wall. Then, the two began a simple physical battle. Black sticks appeared around Jijin and shot towards Naruto. Naruto dodged in embarrassment. The nine-tailed fox in the body said, compared to him, Daruta is nothing. Relying only on physical skills will be disadvantageous to you, I understand, but I can't use my ultimate move here, right? At this moment, Konohamaru groaned in pain when Naruto turned his head to look. Several black sticks attacked him. Naruto quickly dodged the black stick. Jijin spread his 5 fingers. Is it really okay to continue fighting like this, Hokage? Black sticks appeared around him. I don't care anyway. After saying that, the black stick shot towards Konohamaru on the ground. Naruto flashed to Konohamaru's side, and just as he threw him out, he was stabbed in the shoulder by a black stick. Jijin suddenly appeared behind Naruto and kicked him away. The 7th generation. Chapter 590 Different Space, deleted. Ninja World. It's too much to ask Konohamaru to deal with the Akatsuki, but in this case, it seems that we can't fight. Naruto hasn't used his full strength yet. If Sasuke is added, we will be able to win. Anyway, Naruto will definitely win in the end. Boruto is still on his way. If we have Boruto's Rasengan that he can throw, our chances of winning will be better. If both Jijin and Naruto use their full strength, Naruto can defeat Jijin by himself. Naruto defeated Tonari before by himself. On screen, Jijin took a few steps towards Naruto. It's a problem to have too many things to protect. Naruto pulled a black stick out of his shoulder. Jijin stopped, red chakra emanating from his body, and raised one arm. Let me test you and see how much you can protect. A drop of sweat slid down the face of Master Guozin. Do you want to make a move here? Kalki closed his eyes and shouted, enough. I know what to do. Stop it, Jijin. Naruto looked at Kalki and shocked. Kalki continued, I will listen to you. Take me away quickly, Kalki. You? Kalki stopped looking at Naruto and took 2 steps towards Jijin. But you have to promise me that you won't attack the 7th generation again. Naruto looked at Kalki's back and wanted to stop him. Hey, wait a minute, why are you suddenly saying this? Kalki didn't look back and said, the way you dealt with Daruta doesn't work on him. Even you can't escape unscathed this time. I would rather be captured by him than lose you. Pure Land. Minato sighed after seeing more. He had a certain understanding of Kalki. The impression has also changed to a certain extent, although I don't know why Kalki had to treat Boruto like that. Even though the wedge in Boruto's body is no longer a threat, they are still enemies, but he is really sincere to Naruto, and even values him more than himself. Fire Nation, Muai Village, Uchiha Clan Land Patriarch's house. Naruto still maintained an optimistic attitude. Kalki really underestimates me. No matter what, I will definitely defeat this guy in the end. Sasuke didn't object because it has always been like this. He is the Akatsuki after all. Maybe it was the two of us in the future who defeated Jijin together. Hokage building Fugaku had a complicated expression. Although Naruto was at a disadvantage, he was still able to fight back and forth with Jijin. From this we can see the gap between all their available combat power and Naruto's Kurama mode. Very envious. He also wanted to be like his son and Naruto, and be able to protect the village on his own. On screen, Sixen snorted softly, and after saying that, the red chakra in Jijin's hand disappeared. As long as you are willing to obey, there will be no problem, he waved. Come to me, Kalki. Naruto came in front of Kalki and said anxiously, no problem? There's a big problem, silly boy. Kalki yelled at Naruto, who was blocking his way. Enough, let me go. This has nothing to do with you. Get out of the way. How can that be possible? Protecting the entire village and my family is my duty as the Hokage, and no one is an exception. Then you shouldn't stop me. No, you are one of them. Kage was startled. The seventh generation, Sixen frowned and pointed a hand at the two of them. I really can't stand listening to this anymore. Circles of black and red chakras spread. Naruto was quick-eyed and quick-handed. He pushed Kage away, but he himself was enveloped in it. Upon seeing this, Mr. Guoxin made seals with his hands, looking like he wanted to do something. Jijin said to Naruto, then let's use the simplest method to solve this problem. Don't. Jixin. Kage stretched out his hand to stop it, but it was too late. Stop. Naruto was sucked in by the black and red chakra, and then Jijin also disappeared in front of Kage. Kage fell to his knees. The seventh generation. He closed his eyes and roared, "Ah, Ninja World, my goodness." Jijin is afraid that Naruto won't be able to use his power if he takes action in Konoha village. Is it the same alternate dimension as Momoshiki's? It seems that the Akatsuki all have their own alternate dimension. Jijin doesn't look weak, and he didn't use his full strength either, and he's an Akatsuki. Naruto might be in danger. Fire Nation Muai Village Uchiha Clan Land Patriarch's house. Naruto sighed. Kage doesn't have any confidence in me at all. Sasuke covered one of his Rinnegan. If it were me now, I would be confident in facing Sixen. Mikado's eyes flashed with worry. He was originally a child, and suddenly gained great power, so it was inevitable that his character would change. Although they are indeed very powerful now, aren't they a little too inflated? What she didn't know was it wouldn't be long before her worries were put back into her stomach. On screen, different space. Naruto's figure fell to the ground after getting up. He turned around and looked at Sixen opposite him. Where's this? Unlike the place you were in before. This is another dimension. There is no Konoha village in this world. Okay, it's time to say goodbye. Uzumaki Naruto, you just stay here. After saying that, he opened the portal and wanted to leave. What? Jixin tilted his head. Goodbye, seventh generation. Stop. Just as Sixen was about to leave, a figure suddenly appeared and kicked him away. You were careless. You're such an idiot. Ninja World, what a friendly super idiot. It's Sasuke. His Rinnegan can also open a space portal. There's no need to be afraid even if Jijin leaves. What a mess. Akatsuki, being kicked so far away. Will you activate the powerful Susanoo this time? The upcoming battle will probably be very exciting. I'm already looking forward to it. On screen, Naruto looked surprised. Sasuke asked, are you okay, Naruto? Naruto walked towards Sasuke step by step. Well, luckily you helped me in time. Otherwise I would have been left in this inexplicable place. Stupid, you should be more vigilant. Jijin slowly spoke. Uchiha Sasuke, I guess you are here to chase the Hokage's chakra, right? However, it was not a coincidence. If you had come a few minutes later, you could have easily taken him away and avoided a pointless fight. Sasuke draws out the Kusanagi sword. It depends on how you think. If I can deal with you later, it will be worth it for me to come here, right? Naruto took a fighting stance. Yes, just right. Here you can have a big fight without any scruples. Chapter 591, Naruto and Sasuke vs. Jijin. Hearing Naruto's words, Jijin chuckled. Don't make me laugh so hard. Far away a toad is observing everything here. Mr. Guoxin pondered in his heart. Has it started yet? Even though I sent the frog to sneak him before time and space disappeared, I don't know what kind of show I'll see. My village. Boruto is still on his way. It has to be faster. Suddenly, the marks on his face disappeared. Boruto looked at his hands, and as expected, the markings on his hands had disappeared. How does Wedge? What happened? Kage. Naruto's door. Sarada smiled as she held the flowers. This bouquet of flowers fits perfectly in the sunflower vase. As she said this, she walked into Naruto's small courtyard. As soon as she walked in, she was stunned by the dense black sticks on the ground, and then her expression suddenly became solemn. Sarada turned around and saw the Konoha ninja with a black stick stuck in his body. She asked anxiously, what happened? The Konoha ninja raised his head with difficulty and pointed in a direction. Sarada looked over quickly and saw the flowers in her hand fell to the ground. Teacher Konohamaru. Sarada ran to Konohamaru, smelled his breath, and breathed a sigh of relief. She turned around and saw Kage sitting in the living room with his head lowered. Kage, what's wrong? Kage. Seeing that Kage still didn't say anything, Sarada came to his side and shook his shoulder. Speak up, what happened? Kage finally came to his senses and looked at Sarada. The seventh generation was kidnapped. Ninja World, who is that guy who looks like Jiraiya the Sennin? And isn't that a toad? Why did you say it was a frog? If I were Sarada, I would think that Naruto was taken away on purpose. What are you worried about? You can't beat Akatsuki with Sasuke around? If you can't beat him, just run away and find Boruto. Boruto's Rasengan is very powerful. He has defeated Akatsuki and Meru in the past, On screen Ino raised 2 fingers and asked the sensing ninja, "Can't track down the missing 7th generation's chakra?" The perception ninja explained, "We are also confused." Ino continued to ask, "What about the ominous chakra that appeared around him?" "It has disappeared, I understand. Stay alert." After saying that, Ino called out, "Shikamaru." Shikamaru stopped what he was doing in the Hokage's office. "It's Ino, what's up?" "Naruto's chakra disappeared. Before that, we detected another strange chakra. He might have been hijacked." Shikamaru's eyes darkened and his tone became serious. "Where's the location?" Ino said, "It's at Naruto's house." "Where's Kage?" "He should be with Naruto." The chakras of the others did not show any abnormality, so they should still be where they were. Shikamaru said, "Got it, notify me immediately if there is any movement." After disconnecting the chakra connection, Shikamaru looked at the ninja behind him and ordered, "There's an emergency, immediately order the gate to be sealed." "Yes," Shikamaru continued to instruct. At the same time, set up an investigation team and ask the people from the barrier class to help. "I will personally take charge of the command." In a different space, Naruto used the Nine Tails chakra to transform his arm into a Rasengan. Sasuke also swung the Kusanagi sword down with a ding sound. The attacks from the left and right were blocked by Six, and Jijin kicked Sasuke away, absorbed Naruto's Rasengan with his backhand, and kicked Naruto. Naruto held out his arms to block. Boom! Naruto thought to himself, "It's so heavy." Jijin exerted force with his legs and Naruto also flew out. "After stabilizing your body," Naruto said, "using ninjutsu will be absorbed by his wedge." Six and stretched out her hand. Naruto's arms were pierced by 2 black rods. Again, in a flash of lightning, Sasuke came to Jijin and kicked him. Jijin used the force to leap backwards, and after stabilizing his body, a black stick appeared in his hand to block Sasuke's knife that was falling from the sky. Jijin opened 3 fingers of the hand holding the black stick, and Sasuke was stunned when he saw this. The next moment, his chest was pierced by a black rod. Hateful. Naruto pulled out the black stick and threw it aside, then rushed towards Jijin. Jijin stepped back to avoid Naruto's flying kick. Sasuke half knelt on the ground and spoke with difficulty, "Naruto, buy me some time." "It is good," Naruto responded and formed seals with his hands. Multiple shadow clone technique. Bang 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 bang. The moment countless Naruto clones appeared, they rushed towards Jijin. Jijin swung the black stick in his hand and easily defeated several shadow clones that rushed over. Even with numerous shadow clones, they were unable to hit Jijin. "As long as you get close, you will be hit by the black stick from a strange angle, and the speed is so fast that the shadow clones cannot defend themselves." Jijin stretched out his hand, and 3 black sticks appeared on the body of a shadow clone and exploded. One of the shadow clones took the opportunity to rush towards Sixen, and just when his fist was about to hit Sixen's figure suddenly disappeared. Pure Land Tobirama looked stunned. What? At such a close distance, with Naruto's speed, how could he not hide him? Izuna swallowed. This physical technique, isn't this a bit too much? Not to mention Naruto and Sasuke with so many shadow clones, it's hard to even get close to Jijin. "You know, that's Naruto's shadow clone." Madara's expression turned serious. "This time, the Akatsuki is even more powerful than I thought, both in terms of physical skills and abilities." Ninja World. Both Naruto and Sasuke were at a disadvantage, but Sasuke was hit because he didn't know the information about Jijin. If he knew, he wouldn't have been hit. Sasuke kicked Jijin twice. One kick was a sneak attack, and the other was Jijin's use of the force to retreat. It didn't cause any damage at all. Jijin's taijutsu is too powerful. On screen missing, asshole, SHH. Sixen's figure appeared in mid-air. He held out a hand. The 3 Naruto clones below were pierced and exploded by the black stick on the way down. Jijin waved his arm and countless black sticks emerged from the ground, defeating many of Naruto's shadow clones. Naruto gritted his teeth, clenched his fists and looked unwilling. Sasuke said, "I see." Naruto quickly asked, "What did you see?" Sasuke, His ability itself is not complicated. I guess he just shrunk matter. Shrinking, is that all? Ninja World shrinking? I thought it was a special ability. The black stick also appeared out of thin air. Is it enlarged? If so, it will be more difficult to fight. Naruto and Sasuke haven't used their full strength yet. Once they gather enough information, they should be able to defeat Jijin. Rather than letting the ninja world continue to suffer attacks from the Akatsuki, it would be better for me to live out my life in the infinite Tsukuyomi world. I'm so tired. Before the savior became Hokage, he was invincible. After he became Hokage, he was surrounded by enemies from all directions. What a terrible world. Chapter 592, New Akatsuki. On screen. Yes, that's all, but it's very powerful. As he said that, Sasuke pulled out a black stick from his body. Even this pile is the same. It is so small that it can penetrate the flesh without being noticed, and then he restores it to its original size in an instant, causing fatal injuries. The reason why he can suddenly disappear in front of you is actually because he has shrunk himself, Naruto said. I see. The principle is indeed very simple, but this ability is also really tricky. Yes, but Naruto, he has more than just this one secret. Jijin, who was sitting opposite them, said, "You are indeed amazing. Not to mention the dynamic vision of the Sharingan, your calm demeanor and insight should not be underestimated. Adding to that the space-time ninjutsu that the Rinnegan has given you, you should be the first person I should eliminate here." As he spoke, he pointed at Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke, Naruto and Sasuke instantly became alert. Sixen opened his 5 fingers and 2 figures leaped up. Sure enough, several black sticks emerged from the ground. Naruto in mid-air asked, "He still has a secret. What is it?" Sasuke warned, "He's coming." Sixen appeared behind the two of them and just stretched out a hand. A large Rasengan appeared in Naruto's hand and he slapped it backwards, sensing the black stick coming at him. Naruto twisted his wrist and the large Rasengan exploded. Sixen uttered a "Did you use a large-scale attack to forcibly cancel it out?" After the 3 men landed, they rushed towards each other at the same time and started a physical fight. Even though it was 2 against 1, the two still didn't touch Sixen at all. Naruto and Sasuke turned into 2 streams of light and finally knocked the black stick in Jijin's hand away. Of course, the two would not miss such a good opportunity, but when they were about to hit Sixen's figure disappeared again. Naruto asked loudly, "Sasuke, where are the others?" Sasuke looked around not long after. "Behind you to the right. Under your feet." A large Rasengan appeared in Naruto's hand and he shot it towards the location. Sasuke said, "Look at me. Big ball Rasengan." The large Rasengan shrinks little by little. Jijin slowly spoke, "What a pity, even in this state, I can still absorb your ninjutsu." Really? Naruto's mouth curled up. "I guessed it would be like this. If it weren't for this, I wouldn't have been able to find where you were after you shrank." This guy. Damn it. I'm still absorbing ninjutsu, so I can't dodge quickly. Sasuke raised the Kusanagi sword and stabbed it down. A space-time gate suddenly appeared at Jijin's original location. Sasuke turned his head and looked in one direction. A space-time gate reappeared. Naruto looked at Jijin, who appeared in front of him. Did he use time and space teleportation to dodge it? Sixen said, "It is a simple truth that no ability is perfect. Thanks for reminding me." As he said this, Jijin activated the second state of the wedge. What is that? That is, with a horn growing out of it, Jijin whispered. "As a token of my gratitude, I will also tell you something. Good luck like just now will never come again." Ninja World. Naruto and Sasuke's combat IQ has never disappointed me, even though they were unsuccessful. This kind of battle is so exciting to watch. Wouldn't it be great if Jijin showed up right now? I want to see him fight Obito. Jijin looks very elegant. I hope he won't look too ugly when he's defeated by Naruto and Sasuke later. Somewhere in the ninja world the clothes on Boruto's back were already wet with sweat. Such a powerful guy will appear in the future. Sasuke's expression was serious. It's troublesome. He is more difficult to deal with than Momoshiki, and his abilities are even more troublesome. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. Fugaku took a breath. We have never seen this state before, and we don't know how strong it will be. Shikoku looked regretful. I almost defeated that guy. Sarutobi Hiro's inside. Yes, did Boruto defeat such a guy? Although I've been killed, I still feel very depressed. Fugaku said seriously, Naruto and Sasuke will definitely win. I believe in them. Uchiha Clan Land Patriarch's house. Naruto looked embarrassed. This guy is really quite powerful. Before, he had thought to himself that he might be able to defeat the enemy by himself, just like he defeated Sharon. Sasuke's face tensed. Although he is powerful, he is still a child. After all, seeing such a powerful enemy, it is inevitable that I will feel a little nervous. Even if we win, our situation won't be very good. His ability is too tricky. On screen. Muai Village. The medical staff carried Konohamaru away on a stretcher. Sarada said to Konoha's medical staff, "Thank you for your help." Boruto finally rushed back home. Looking at the scene in the yard, Boruto asked, "What's going on?" "Boruto, what happened?" Koki said absent-mindedly, "It's Jijin." "Jijin is here? Jijin? Are you talking about the leader of Shell?" Sarada explained, "He kidnapped the 7th generation and disappeared." Koki clenched his fists and walked between Boruto and Mitsuki. Boruto looked at his back and asked, "Where are you going?" "Do I need to ask?" "Of course I went to find someone. Do you have any clues?" Koki suddenly turned around and shouted at Boruto, "Even if there is nothing, you have to look for it." Sarada said to him, calm down, there is no point in running around like a headless fly, stop talking so much. Are you going to ignore the 7th generation? Boruto was angered by Kage's words. He stepped forward and grabbed Kage by the collar. Can you say it again? Mitsuki beside the two spoke. The 7th generation is still alive. Mitsuki looked at Kage. Doesn't your arm rely on the 7th generation's chakra to activate it? If the arm can still move, it means the person is fine. After the reminder, Boruto finally breathed a sigh of relief. Boruto put down his worry and said confidently, yes, my father can't be killed easily. Kage looked at his palm for a long time and clenched his fist. The 7th generation, different space. Naruto. During my investigation, I went to a strange place and saw some traces there. Akatsuki, Momoshiki, Kinshiki, Kaguya, and another strange Akatsuki clan member. What I found were the traces that symbolize their existence. Naruto was shocked and said, did you just say Akatsuki? Sasuke said, this guy's horn is very similar to the horn of the newly appeared Akatsuki clan member that I saw at that time. What's the meaning? Ninja World. I guessed it a long time ago. After all, Jijin can use the black stick that can block chakra without the Rinnegan. It's actually the new Akatsuki. Huh? So, there are only these 4, right? Then as long as we defeat Jijin Akatsuki, the ninja world should be safe. Chapter 593, The Power of Sixen. Jijin looked at Sasuke and asked, have you been to that place? How did you know about it? I also know that you have a heavy-tasting pet, a tailed beast that looks like a young Ten Tails. Sasuke asked, am I right? Naruto thought he had misheard. 10 Tails. Hey, I don't understand what you are saying from the beginning. The Akatsuki plus the 10 Tails, these two combined together, probably want to drain the chakra of this planet, right? As he spoke, purple chakra surged out of Sasuke's body, activating the complete form of Susanoo. In short, this guy is a dangerous person who must be defeated here no matter what. The purple complete form of Susanoo rose from the ground. After all, what needs to be done remains the same. Naruto transforms into a tailed beast. The huge 9-tailed fox roared towards the sky, and exhaled hot air from its nose. 2 chakra katanas appeared in the purple Susanoo's hands. The 2 huge figures looked down at Sixen below, with a very oppressive feeling. Divine Space Abito was stunned. A young 10 Tails? There's such a thing. Where did you get it? Pure Land. When he heard about the young 10 Tails, Madara's eyes flashed for a moment, but he finally regained his composure. Are these two getting serious? But even so, it's not easy to defeat an enemy with such rich combat experience. Somewhere in the ninja world future Sasuke felt a little heavy. I have a feeling that Naruto and I are no match for this guy. Boruto was surprised. How come? Future Sasuke looked at him and said, in the end, I may still need your help. This made Boruto feel embarrassed to say this whether it was Momoshiki or Meru. In the end, victory was achieved thanks to Boruto. In the eyes of future Sasuke, Boruto is a special existence. Ninja world so cool. With Naruto and Sasuke in the ninja world, we feel safe. If the two of them join forces, they will be invincible. They will defeat all opponents. It would be great if all the previous Kages of each village were also resurrected. In order to prevent the ninja world from being destroyed, they will definitely unite to fight against the Akatsuki. On screen. Oh? This is what you guys look like when you get serious. Okay, let me learn from you and use it as a reference. As soon as he finished speaking, he rushed towards Sasuke and the purple Susanoo. The purple Susanoo waved the chakra katana in his hand just as the samurai sword was about to hit. Jijin's figure suddenly turned and ran wildly on the body of the purple Susanoo. Just as he leaped into the air, the condensed tailed beast ball shot towards him. Call out. Jixen's figure quickly shuttled between several attacking tails. The tail of the tailed beast transformed into the 9 tails and chased after him relentlessly, but still failed to hit Jijin. Somewhere in the ninja world a drop of sweat slid down Boruto's face. All the attacks were dodged, and even if they hit, they would be blocked by the black stick. Future Sasuke sighed. My guess turned out to be correct. There's nothing you can do to Jixen even in this situation. Not to mention defeating Fire Nation Muai Village. Didn't they say that this guy was defeated by the grown-up Boruto? Even if Boruto is really stronger than Jijin, his combat experience can make up for it, right? How could he defeat such a guy so quickly? Maybe Boruto is too much stronger than Ishiki, and combat experience can no longer make up for it. After all, he's Naruto's son and Sasuke's disciple. Boruto is far better than his master. It's not surprising that he can defeat the Akatsuki on his own. Boruto is so powerful that he can defeat all the other people. He must be the most powerful person in the ninja world. Who is most grateful to Boruto? Those are undoubtedly the ninjas and villagers of Konoha village who were saved by Boruto now. Even if Boruto says he wants to destroy the ninja world, there will be many Konoha villagers and ninjas who say that Boruto must have his reasons for doing so. If it weren't for Boruto, they and their families living in Konoha would all die on screen. The purple Susanoo slashed at Jijin with its sword, and the earth made a boom sound, stirring up a cloud of dust. When the dust cleared, a voice reached Sasuke's ears in Susanoo. Is this the Susanoo passed down from the Uchiha family? Speed is not a big deal. I wonder how the defenses. Jijin, who was standing on the purple chakra samurai sword, disappeared, came in front of Susanoo, and kicked him. As soon as the purple Susanoo raised his sword, Sasuke was kicked in the chest by Jijin. Naruto was startled. This guy broke through Susanoo's defense without any effort. Boom! After Sasuke's body fell to the ground, he rolled a long distance. As soon as he stood up, the black stick pierced his arms and thighs. Looking at Jijin rushing towards him, Sasuke used his heaven's hand to switch positions with Jijin. Have we swapped our positions? The Rinnegan is getting in the way. At this moment, a shadow enveloped him. Jijin turned around and saw the nine-tailed fox transformed into a tailed beast appear behind him. The nine chakra tails slapped the ground randomly, raising dust and splashing gravel. After a while, Naruto took a breath. It missed. Hey, one of Kyuubi's tails was pinned to the ground by the black stick. Then come the remaining 8. Damn it. It's this thing again. With a whoosh sound, a figure rushed straight towards Naruto, who was inside the nine-tails body. The speed was so fast that before Naruto could react, he was hit in the abdomen by Jijin and coughed up blood. The nine-tails transformed into a tailed beast also roared, and its entire chakra head exploded. Pure Land Minato's pupils contracted. Naruto and Sasuke's full-strength attack was easily dealt with by Jijin. Kushina's eyes were filled with worry. Naruto? Madara said nothing. Ninja world. Everyone in the ninja world felt their scalps tingle. Shishion is still unharmed. Naruto and Sasuke can't beat Jijin at all. What should we do? How was such an enemy defeated in the end? Even if Boruto came, he would just be a piece of cake. How could Jixin be defeated when he is so powerful? On screen, Jijin stood on a black stick and rushed towards the falling Naruto. Naruto. When Naruto heard Sasuke's shout, he understood immediately, and a Rasengan appeared in his hand and pressed towards Jijin. Not a long memory. Jijin stretched out his hand and prepared to absorb the Rasengan. Sasuke, who was holding the Kusanagi sword and slashing downwards, activated his heavenly hand force and switched positions with Naruto. Following the momentum, Sasuke slashed at Jijin's neck with a knife. Most people in the ninja world believe that even Jijin would not be able to dodge at such a close distance. Naruto yelled, "It is good." Ding. Several black sticks suddenly appeared on Jijin's neck to block Sasuke's knife. What a pity. That move just now was quite good. After saying that, Jijin kicked Sasuke down. The Rasenshuriken in Naruto's hand was instantly absorbed by Jijin, and the kick he made was also easily blocked by Jijin. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 594, Desperate Enemy. Jijin did a spinning kick and hit Naruto in the abdomen. As soon as Naruto spat out the sour water, Jijin pressed his hand on his face. Boom! The stone behind Naruto was shattered. Naruto, who had no foothold, exchanged 2 moves with Jijin in the air and was kicked flying to Sasuke's side. Sixen's figure landed not far from the two of them. What? Are you not going to waste chakra anymore? Sasuke struggled to get up and coughed up blood. The nine-tails chakra disappeared from Naruto's body. This guy is simply too strong. Sasuke covered one of his eyes and activated his ability Amaterasu. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. The corners of the mouths of several people present twitched. Alice, what a waste of pupil power. It's already this late. How can we care about not wasting our pupil power? Makes sense. On screen, Jijin didn't even dodge, allowing the fire of Amaterasu to burn on his body. Amaterasu, black flames that will not disappear until the target is burned, but no matter how strong it burns, it is useless. As he spoke, the wedge in Jijin's palm absorbed all of Amaterasu's fire. Is there really nothing I can do to him? If I continue to consume chakra like this, it will be bad. I won't be able to perform time and space travel. Naruto and Sasuke's eyes kept trembling. Sixen, who was sitting opposite the two of them, chuckled twice. This is the expression I want. You are at your wit's end, right? At this moment, the black round object in Jijin's abdomen shattered. Tisk, has this reached the limit? Jijin's physical strength cannot keep up with the power. It still has to be Kalki. This container is no longer available. Naruto murmured, what's going on? Where did those cracks come from? Sasuke thought to himself, could this guy be, it's time to end. As Jijin finished his words, several black sticks emerged from the ground and pierced through Naruto and Sasuke's bodies. Sasuke gritted his teeth. This time the injury is somewhat fatal. Ninja world, although it hasn't happened yet, I've already started to feel desperate and scared. Even if the first ancestor and Momoshiki attacked together, they wouldn't force Naruto and Sasuke into such a mess, right? I hope these cracks can make Jijin unable to move, so that Naruto and Sasuke can defeat him. I know Naruto and Sasuke won't die here. But maybe Naruto's death will be related to Jijin. Fire Nation Muai Village Uchiha Clan Land Patriarch's house. Naruto is no longer floating. He sat there obediently, his little face looking a little pale. Sasuke looked at his palm and began to doubt his life. Even if we two join forces, we still have no power to resist. Naruto's face turned pale in the laboratory. Tsunade and Jiraiya held the wine in their hands for a long time without taking a sip. On screen 6 and raised a hand. I had a lot of fun. As he waved his hand, a black object resembling a pot lid fell from the sky. What? Jijin said, Uzumaki Naruto, it will take some effort to kill you and the 9 tails in your body. I'll save you some trouble and seal you away. Just close the lid of the coffin we are in now. Naruto had a vague guess in his mind. Seal? Hey, how did you think of sealing me? Sixen asked. What? Why go through so much trouble? Is there any reason that forced you to do this? Jijin said, I told you, didn't I? It would be a bit troublesome to get rid of you and the 9-tailed fox together, and I don't have that much time now. No time? Is it related to the cracks in your abdomen? Naruto's test made Jijin a little annoyed. Sixen looked down at him and asked, do you really want to die sooner? The 9 tails in Naruto's body warned him. Okay Naruto. Stop irritating him, he wasn't coming for you. So he didn't want to waste chakra, lest he suddenly change his mind and want to kill you. Let's be honest, Sixen said calmly, even beasts know better than you. I really have no interest in you, but your son is another matter. Hearing this, Naruto and Sasuke were shocked. His name is Boruto, right? It's a pity that I didn't see him at your house. How is it going? Is your growth going smoothly? Boruto is being targeted by such a powerful guy. Naruto was a little nervous. What does this have to do with Boruto? Stop pretending, I'm talking about the wedge. Jijin pointed to the markings on his chin. Boruto has the same markings, right, you bastard. What do you want to do to Boruto? The 9 tails said, please control yourself, Naruto. Jijin ignored the angry Naruto and turned to look at Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke, you don't have the strength to move anymore, or are you waiting for the right moment to break the deadlock? He walked towards Sasuke. Although things have calmed to this point, no matter how hard you struggle, you are different. You must die here today. After all, space-time ninjutsu is a time bomb. If you want to escape by yourself, go ahead. As long as you can abandon the Hokage. Sasuke's eyes darkened. Asshole. Naruto made hand seals. Sasuke, go quickly. Dense numbers of Naruto's shadow clones rushed towards Jijin, trying to buy time for Sasuke. Hurry. Naruto urged you. It's impossible to defeat him now. If this continues, we'll both die here. Whoever can escape is a winner. The shadow clones were blown up one after another. Sasuke looked at Naruto and said, even if it's not possible now, there's always a way to defeat him. But without you, the possibility will be hopelessly low. It's the same without you, Sasuke. Don't worry, I'm still strong. Seeing that all the clones had been destroyed, Naruto shouted, go. Sasuke. Just when Jijin was about to grab Sasuke's figure disappeared. Ninja world, we lost completely. Jishion is truly a hopeless enemy. How long can I live? Can you just tell me? Jijin wants to use the wedge to take away Kage's body, but the body he has now is not his. If Jijin really took away Kage's body, how strong would he be? Somewhere in the ninja world future, Sasuke felt his heart heavier than it had ever felt before. Even if those cracks are Jijin's weaknesses, it's difficult for Naruto and I to touch him. How can we use these weaknesses to defeat him? Boruto looked at the diamond-shaped mark on his palm. If Momoshiki were to control my body, future Sasuke sighed, even if your father, Momoshiki and I were together, we would not be Jijin's opponent. Uncle Sasuke is right. I'm not so sure either. Momoshiki snorted disdainfully. It's a cheap way of provoking someone. Chapter 595, Type 1. The last scene on the screen was a wounded Sasuke appearing in Konoha, who was discovered by Sakura, who opened the door. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. Sarutobi Hirozen took a puff of his pipe. We didn't deserve to lose. Even Naruto and Sasuke were no match for Ishiki. Shikoku rubbed his temples. The future is indeed very depressing. but I did remember the video that was shown on the screen before. Hearing what Shikaku said, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Fugaku felt something. Kyuubi sacrificed? Yes, at the time we only knew that Naruto was in a very bad situation, but now that I think about it, the enemy he faced at that time was most likely Aishiki. Uchiha clan land mansion. Uchiha Hikaru looked down at the doll in his hand. At first I thought they would win, maybe a miserable victory, but at least they wouldn't lose. Boruto. How strong are you? Pure Land. Hashirama felt as if a huge stone weighing 1,000 pounds was pressing down on his heart. It would be great if there were more powerful people in the ninja world. In that case, at least when the crisis in the ninja world comes, there will be more people who can stand up to protect the ninja world. Madara frowned. He is not afraid of powerful opponents even if he is not an opponent, but it is difficult for him to feel the desire to fight against an enemy like Sixen. He really wanted to compete with his opponent in physical skills, but his opponent's ability, the tiny black stick that could pierce into his flesh at any time, was too strange and hard to guard against. Even if Naruto and Sasuke knew each other's abilities, they couldn't avoid them during the battle. You may be attacked at any time and your movements may be blocked. Just thinking about it makes me feel unsatisfied. Country of Earth Iwagakure. This ninja world is hopeless. Even the third Sama's dust release will be absorbed by Jijin, the Kingdom of Thunder Unite Village asshole. When Jijin Shin appears, what will the ninja world do? Let him slaughter us. Kingdom of Windsand Hidden Village. Naruto won't die here. They will definitely defeat Jijin in the end. Water Country Karigakure. The hope of the entire ninja world has also been defeated. On screen. Next video title, 1-part article. Boruto looked at his palm unwillingly. Damn it, Sasuke said to him. Boruto? Boruto turned to look at him. For Konoha, I can die at any time, and so can Naruto. We are always prepared for this. And you, are you willing to die for Konoha? Boruto lowered his head, not knowing how to answer. Sasuke said to him. Sarada said that you defeated the enemy, but the power you displayed was as if it was from another person. Boruto explained. At that time, my consciousness was a little fuzzy and I couldn't remember clearly. When I came to my senses, the enemy had been eliminated. Sasuke said, I think the thawing of the wedge has made considerable progress, but at the same time it also means that you are no longer yourself. Boruto stared at his palm in a trance. When my body is completely taken over, I will no longer be myself. When that day comes, as he spoke, he clutched his collar. I can't even imagine what I would do to the people in our village. This is even more terrifying to me at this moment. Konoha village. Amid a black space portal emerged and Aishiki's figure appeared. Ninja world. Isn't this Jijin? It turns out his real name is Aishiki. He has changed his appearance again, and his strength should be stronger. Boruto and Sasuke said that their bodies were taken over by Momoshiki, right? With Momoshiki's help, maybe. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building. Fugaku had a complicated expression. Is this Aishiki's original appearance? We have never seen him like this before. His strength should be even stronger now. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyelids jumped. He appeared directly in the village. I wonder what happened to Naruto. On screen. Boruto and Sasuke suddenly heard Ino's voice. Can you hear me? A person appeared above the village. No data matching this chakra has been found. Enemy attack. At the same time Naruto, Sani and others in the former route site also heard the sound. Naruto raised his head. Here it comes. Ninja world. Naruto is okay. That's great. As long as Naruto is still alive, there is still hope for the ninja world. Even though it is very slim, it should be Sasuke who rescued him, right? After all, he has special abilities. I have a guess. Jijin? No, it should be Aishiki. Aishiki's appearance is very likely related to the crack in his abdomen. On screen, the villagers of Konoha looked at Aishiki floating in the air and quickly fled in the opposite direction. A Konoha ninja with his hands in seals spoke up. It will take some time for me to complete the evacuation. Ino's voice sounded in my mind. Hurry up. Madara. Aishiki opened his Byakugan and tried to find Kage's trace. The person was hidden. Root. Naruto said to the others, everyone, I'm leaving Kage in your care. The other side. Perhaps due to excessive chakra consumption, Ino's face was covered in sweat. There are still places that have not been evacuated yet. We must speed up. A Konoha ninja worriedly said, letting the communication network cover all ninjas. Isn't that reckless? That will drag you down. Ino frowned, but her eyes were extremely firm. Even so, we have to do this. Outside. Aishiki's figure landed on the roof. Killing a few people might force them to hand over the person. Just as he looked around, looking for any trace of human, the figures of Tenten, Choji, Kiba, and Lee appeared in front of him. Next up, it was Konohamaru. Several people felt like they were facing a formidable enemy. Dingxi said to Aishiki, We won't let you do whatever you want. Yes. Why would Naruto need to personally take action to deal with such a person? Aishiki slowly spoke. I wonder if using these guys' lives as bargaining chips is enough. Let's kill a few first and try. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. Shikaku's heart began to beat violently. These idiots. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression was also very ugly. Konohamaru is one of these 5 people. They will be killed by Akatsuki Aishiki. But, the village is in great danger. It is the duty of every ninja to protect the village with their life. Shikaku looked a little pained. I hope they'll be okay. No wonder they are pessimistic. Even if it was Jijin in his normal state, the 5 of them together would not be his match. What's more, Jijin has now become Akatsuki Aishiki. There was a high chance that they would be killed in an instant. On screen a Rasengan appeared in Konohamaru's hand. Do you think we will let you succeed? 5 figures leaped up and rushed towards Yishi. Konohamaru's Rasengan hit Aishiki this time. Aishiki did not choose to absorb chakra. Boom. Chapter 596 Treasure. Konoha Hospital entrance. Sarada, who is obviously seriously injured, was limping in one direction. Finally, her body couldn't bear it anymore, and she fell forward. Mitsuki flashed in front of Sarada and supported her. You are injured. It is important to evacuate. How can I sit still? The 7th generation and my father will both fight in this battle, right? Then I will also, Mitsuki said seriously. No. I can't let you go, Sarada said stubbornly. I want to go with them too. The other side battle point. The smoke cleared. All 5 of them fell to the ground. A person in mid-air looking down. Do you died? Konohamaru struggled to get up. Just one strike was so. It's not over yet, Aishiki asked, knowing that they are like moths flying into a flame. Why do they want to destroy themselves? The existence of ninjas is really incomprehensible to me. That's to prevent Kalki from falling into your hands. Even if it means death, really? Then go die. As soon as he finished speaking, a dark shadow covered Konohamaru. Konohamaru stared blankly at the enlarged ninja dart above his head. Super large Rasengan. Naruto arrived in time and smashed the ninja darts with a Rasengan. Looking at Naruto standing in front of Konohamaru, Aishiki said, Hokage. Naruto said to Konohamaru behind him, thank you Konohamaru for helping me buy time. The 7th generation. Don't say anything, just take everyone away from here. Yes. Naruto leaped in front of Aishiki and said, you're really ruthless. It will be easier now that I see you. This will save me a lot of time. Tell me, where is Kalki? Naruto responded bluntly, only a fool would tell you. Without saying anything else, let's put an end to what happened before. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Ino's voice sounded in Naruto's mind. In that area, thanks to Konohamaru and the others delaying time, the evacuation work was finally completed. Other places will soon follow. So, before she could finish her words, Ino collapsed to the ground. Let go and do it. Naruto. Naruto's pupils turned into crosses. Good, Ninja World. Suddenly my blood boiled. We are companions who grew up together. The juniors have no confidence in Naruto, but Ino is full of confidence in Naruto. Ninja is a profession that creates miracles. Naruto, I put all my hopes in you. Even if you are brainwashed and start a war in the sunshine, I will support you. This time, you will definitely defeat the Akatsuki. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto said to future Sasuke in all seriousness. Aunt Ino must have thought that Aishiki was an Akatsuki like Momoshiki who could be easily defeated, so she seemed so confident in her father. Future Sasuke showed appreciation as expected of his disciple. He is indeed a genius. Veins popped out on Teoshiki's forehead. You little brat. I told you. Provocation doesn't work on me. You want me to help you deal with that guy? Dream on. Boruto pressed on and said, are you afraid that you will lose face if you can't win? Momoshiki simply ignored him. Kingdom of Windsand Hidden Village. Chiyo looked at Luosha's envious expression, knew what he was thinking, and shook her head slightly. Raza was envious of Naruto's powerful strength. On screen Naruto activated his Senko mode, leaped up, and punched Aishiki. Aishiki dodged the punch and kicked Naruto away. Naruto landed on the eaves, but the eaves could not bear his weight and shattered instantly. Naruto landed steadily on the ground, and when he looked up, he saw Aishiki's face emerging from the thick fog. One shot kick landed on Naruto. Bang, bang, bang. The huge force caused Naruto's body to smash through the houses. Naruto frowned as he sat slumped in the ruins. Sure enough, he is very strong. The next moment, he was stunned. He saw Aishiki's foot kicking towards him. The distance was very close and he had no time to dodge. At the critical moment, Sasuke used his heavenly hand to switch positions with Aishiki. Aishiki looked at Sasuke with an unhappy expression. Rinnegan, what bad luck? Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. Sasuke said, I am finally ready. Naruto stood up and walked over to him. Yashi looked at the two and said, "You two guys who don't have a long memory. Have you forgotten how I pressed you to the ground and rubbed you before?" Sasuke said to Naruto. "Naruto, use shuriken or kyune. Just use your flying weapon to protect me." "What?" Without waiting for Naruto to ask, Sasuke rushed towards Aishiki first. Shhhhhh. Several shurikens flew towards Aishiki, but he dodged them. Naruto thought as he followed behind Sasuke. "Any ideas?" Thinking of this, Naruto threw the shuriken at Aishiki. The black eye ability is activated. Her name is Kanguna. Several shurikens disappeared without a trace when they flew in front of Aishiki. Naruto looked solemn. "No, he will shrink them all." Sasuke also threw shurikens at this one. "I was confused. What is that Uchiha guy planning?" "Humph, no matter what your plan is, the result is the same." Sasuke drew out the Kusanagi sword and swung it at Aishiki. Aishiki activated his ability, trying to shrink the Kusanagi sword. What? After finding out that his ability didn't work, he was shook. Had no way to shrink it. With a bang, the Kusanagi sword turned into Boruto, who had activated the wedge one form. Naruto exclaimed, "Boruto?" Sasuke stared at Aishiki. "The ability to shrink everything is just," Boruto continued, "except for living things, right?" Aishiki's tone remained calm. "Transformation technique? You're just being clever." Boruto recalled the conversation with Sasuke in his mind and memory. "Listen carefully, Boruto. Don't be afraid if Momoshiki takes away your consciousness. If that happens, I will do my best to stop you, even if it comes to the point where I have to kill you. This is the realization I have made as your master, because Naruto probably can't do this." Pure Land Azumi's head is full of question marks. "What? Sasuke has the same goal as Kage?" Hashirama felt a little reluctant. This is too cruel for Naruto. Boruto was still alive in the end, which means there is a solution. Why are they so extreme? On screen, "Didn't Uncle Sasuke lend me his forward protector when I was fighting Momoshiki before?" After that, Boruto looked at Sasuke firmly and said, "Can you lend it to me again?" Sasuke handed Boruto his scratched forward protector. "This is my treasure. You must return it to me alive." "It is good." In response, Boruto took off his forward protector and put Sasuke's on his forward. "I promise you." Chapter 597, Battle in Different Space. Recall this. Aishiki looked at Boruto, who was already in front of him, with disdain. "What can you do?" Boruto pressed the wedge in his palm forward. A black space-time gate appeared, sucking Aishiki and Boruto in. "When Jijin took me away, I was also hit by this move, Boruto?" Naruto hurriedly asked Sasuke beside him. "Hey, Sasuke. What is going on?" Sasuke said, "This is his realization. Follow. Chase Boruto's chakra." Different space. Aishiki, who was sitting on the ground, looked around. "What is this place?" Looking at Boruto, who was panting opposite him, Aishiki gritted his teeth. "This little brat. I wonder how much power Momoshiki can use with his wedge." Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto's eyes widened. "Is Aishiki afraid?" Future Sasuke spoke up. "Momoshiki's ability is not weak. It can be said that if used well, it will be quite powerful. It is normal for Aishiki to pay attention to it." Momoshiki felt disdainful. "That's quite sensible thing to say. He doesn't think that his abilities are inferior to those of other members of the tribe apart from." Boruto nodded. "Uncle Sasuke is right. Momoshiki just doesn't know how to use his abilities. If I could use his ability, I could definitely beat Aishiki's ass into pieces." This was calculated. Momoshiki knew it without having to think about it. Momoshiki was angry in his heart, but sneered on his face. "That's a nice thought, kid. It won't be long before I take over your consciousness and control your body to kill Uzumaki, Naruto, and Uchiha Sasuke." Boruto's eyes were firm. "Momoshiki, I have already made up my mind. You are the one to choose." Teoshiki didn't understand. "What do you mean?" "When that time comes, I will end my life. It depends on whether you want to dissipate your consciousness with me, or give up occupying my consciousness like on the screen." Momoshiki, Ninja World. "I knew that if we wanted to defeat the Akatsuki, Boruto had to be there. Originally I didn't think highly of Naruto and Sasuke, but now that Boruto is here it's different. This time, they will definitely defeat Aishiki." Alice. "Boruto has given so much to Konoha and the ninja world. Why did he end up so miserably? Even though Boruto is quite strong now, he still has no ability to protect himself against Aishiki. If it were me, I would definitely not be as brave as him." On screen, a space portal appeared in mid-air. Naruto and Sasuke jumped out and landed behind Boruto. "Boruto, are you okay?" Boruto laughed. Although it was a bit of a last-minute move, at least it succeeded. "Now that we are here, we don't have to worry about the village being affected. We can fight him with all our might." "Right, silly boy, you are too reckless. Boruto said nothing more and turned to look at Aishiki, who was sitting on the ground. All that remains is to kill him. It sounds simple, but it is also the most difficult to do. Aishiki's expression was terrifyingly gloomy. You damned fellows, I will make you regret this soon. Without taking his eyes off Aishiki, Naruto asked Boruto, Boruto, where exactly is this? I don't know either, but doesn't the Akatsuki often take people to different dimensions at will? I thought that with the help of the wedge's power, I might be able to do it, Naruto said helplessly. Kid, I think you inherited this reckless personality from me. Sasuke's eyes were fixed on Aishiki. He only has 2 days to live. During this period, he must not be allowed to leave here at any cost. Boruto looked solemn when he heard what Sasuke said. Aishiki stood up and spoke slowly. Amato, that big mouth, boring, he will definitely pay the price for this, but before that, the ground beneath his feet broke apart and a figure rushed towards Naruto and the other two. The three of them suddenly felt like they were facing a formidable enemy. Naruto passed through Boruto and punched Aishiki. Aishiki's figure disappeared and Naruto's punch missed the target. Sasuke reminded Naruto. Up there, Madara. Aishiki grabbed Boruto's collar with his hand. Momoshiki's container, Uzumaki. Boruto. The progress of the Akatsuki transformation seems to have exceeded my expectations. It has reached 70%. No, it should be more than 80%. What kind of power is hidden in this body? Let me see. The next moment, Aishiki's hands were empty, and Boruto's figure was replaced by Sasuke by the power of the heavenly hand Chidori. Just catch it with bare hands. Sasuke was startled. Boruto fell to the ground, holding his neck and coughing continuously. Boruto, Madara. The annoying Samsara is in the way with that. Aishiki kicked Sasuke in the chest, knocking him off his feet. Boom! Aishiki's body slowly descended. I didn't expect that I would be tripped up by a little kid like you, Uzumaki. Boruto. It's not difficult to go back using time-space ninjutsu, but it will never end if we continue like this. It's better to get rid of you here where no one will disturb you, and then slowly look for Kage. Once the Hokage and Uchiha are dead, the people of Konoha will probably give up resistance and reveal Kage's whereabouts. Right. Naruto turns on the fairy fox mode. Don't look down on others. Things won't go as you wish. Ninja World. This battle may be more brutal and difficult than the last one, but I believe Naruto and the others will win in the end. Aishiki only has 2 days. If he can't find Kage within 2 days, he will die. But can Naruto and the others really hold Aishiki back for 2 days? Naruto and Sasuke didn't give up, but I wanted to give up. Aishiki Akatsuki is so powerful that I feel numb. There is no hope for the ninja world anymore. The Chidori that can smash meteorites was caught by someone with bare hands. Stop struggling. On screen. Moai Village. Root City. You have nothing, just an empty shell. You hate yourself so much for having nothing. There is a hole in your heart. No matter what you get, it will never satisfy you and will eventually leak out. That is why I gave you the wedge, because you have a hole in your heart that can only be filled with a special seal. Kage suddenly opened his eyes at Chijin's words and his dream woke up. Amato's voice rang out. Amato explained to him, finally woke up. While you were unconscious, Aishiki was resurrected and came to Konoha. He came for you. Don't worry, it's safe here for now. In order to defeat him, Mr. Hokage and his men are fighting him up there, Shikamaru said. To be exact, it's not on top. Shikamaru continued. Naruto and Sasuke chased Aishiki to a different dimension. Boruto must have used the space-time ninjutsu to drag him there. Kage was stunned. Fangzu was puzzled. You mean the young master? Shikamaru explained. The perception team is now fully tracking their traces. Kage stood up. Damn it, Amato asked. What are you going to do? Need I ask? Of course I'll chase them with my wedge. Chapter 598. 2 days. Calm down and take a closer look. Hearing Amato's reminder, Kage looked at the palm of his hand. He murmured, the wedge is gone, vanished without a trace. Amato said, the wedge on your body exists for Aishiki to reincarnate, but Aishiki has already completed his reincarnation with Chijin's wedge, just as the layman and I planned. Once the reincarnation process begins, all the other wedges prepared in advance will be eliminated. It means that you are no longer his container and are free again. Kage was a little absent-minded. The reason why that guy came to Konoha was to drive the wedge into my body again. Right, Shikamaru said. Yes, that's right. Kage lowered his head and sneered softly. You are still a free man. Don't tease me. Jingjin, who had been silent the whole time, spoke up. The 7th generation stood up to fight in order to prevent him from succeeding. Now, why not trust them and wait for the result? Kage said to her. I want to, too. But they are facing a monster more terrifying than Chijin, Amato said. A monster is a monster, but it is a monster targeted by the god of death. At most, it can survive for another day or two. No matter how powerful a monster is, it cannot escape the limit of its lifespan. As long as you don't get hit by the wedge again before his life runs out, and you successfully escape this disaster, we win. Ninja World. I was thinking before, Naruto is fine, but why would the ninjas of Konoha village go to such lengths for Kage? Later I understood that they must not let Aishiki get Kage, even if they don't trust Kage. Kage was quite responsible. He wanted to go and help even though he knew he would die. But when he went, he played into Aishiki's hands. As long as the Akatsuki drive a wedge into a suitable container, they can continue to live on someone else's body. I envy them for their bloodline that far surpasses that of humans. I can't bear to watch the rest of the battle. No matter how good Naruto and Sasuke are, they are no match for Aishiki. They will be defeated soon. There is no way they can last more than 2 days. I don't know what other people think, but I am optimistic about Naruto and Sasuke. On screen different space the cloak behind Naruto turned into chakra arms that grabbed Jijin. Boom boom boom. Aishiki's reaction and speed far exceeded Naruto's, and those chakra arms couldn't touch Aishiki at all. He dodged Naruto's attack easily. Then Aishiki appeared beside Naruto and kicked him away. Naruto formed a hand seal while rolling backwards, creating several shadow clones that rushed towards Aishiki when Aishiki dodged the shadow clone's attack. Naruto seized the opportunity and held Aishiki with his chakra arm. Sasuke appeared behind Aishiki Chidori. Boruto had a smile on his face. Caught. The black eye ability is activated. Countless giant black cubes fell from the sky. Sasuke gritted his teeth, looking a little struggling. If he insisted on attacking Aishiki, these giant cubes would fall on him, and Naruto and his Chidori may not be of much use to Aishiki. Instead, both he and Naruto would be hurt. That would be troublesome. Sasuke used his heavenly hand power to switch the position of the cube above. Boom! Huge smoke and dust rose from the ground. Naruto cried out in pain as his body was hit by the black cube. As soon as Boruto shouted, Naruto's body turned into a cloud of smoke and disappeared. Sasuke landed on the cube and shouted worriedly, Naruto, under the cube. Naruto, who was intact, said, he just knocked out one of his shadow clones. Don't talk about me, be careful. He has disappeared. Sasuke looked around. Aishiki suddenly appeared beside Sasuke and kicked Sasuke away while he was flying backwards. Yashiki appeared beside him again and kicked him once, then twice. Boom! Sasuke's body smashed a big hole in the rock not far from Boruto. Sasuke, before Naruto could make any move, Aishiki was already in front of him, grabbed his neck, and lifted him into the air. Aishiki held Naruto's neck and flew all the way, and Naruto's body plowed a long groove in the rock along the way with a casual flick of his hand. Naruto's body flew out after landing. As soon as his body stopped rolling, Naruto was enveloped by a huge black shadow. It is the black cube. Boom! Naruto rolled away. Aishiki landed on the black cube and looked down at Naruto below. Pure land. The corner of Madara's mouth twitched. Naruto and Sasuke will soon be unable to hold out in a battle of this magnitude, let alone 2 days. Izuna shook her head. Both in speed and strength, they are much stronger than when they were still Jijin. Even if they use their full strength, Naruto and Sasuke can't last for 2 days. Even the defense of the complete form of Susanoo couldn't stop Jijin's kick. How to fight such an enemy? Ninja World. It would be great if Emperor Kai was here too. He's a man who can distort space with one kick. Maybe he can help Aishiki. The two strongest people in our Ninja World were completely defeated unilaterally. I want to see Obito and Aishiki duel. Divine Space. Obito sneezed. Fire Nation. Muai Village. Uchiha Clan Land. Patriarch's house. Naruto and Sasuke swallowed. Nanluaru, do you think there will be an enemy stronger than Aishiki in the future? Naruto shook his head. I don't know, but I won't say I'm better than Boruto anymore. Sasuke suddenly whispered, no, your reverse harem must be able to work on Aishiki. Why don't you use it on the screen? Naruto also whispered back, I think it would be useful too. Maybe the situation was too dire and I didn't think of it. After all, how could Momoshiki and Kaneshiki, both dressed as women, not be able to control each other for even a second or two? For them, this little time is enough to accomplish a lot on screen. Naruto's hands formed Rasengan and he leaped towards Aishiki. The black eye ability is activated. A Rasengan and Naruto's hand disappeared. Hateful. Naruto covered his hands with 2 balls of chakra and punched at Aishiki, but his attack was easily dodged as he dodged another punch from Naruto. Aishiki produced a Yakuza in his hand and stabbed it into Naruto's arm. Naruto covered his arm, holding back the pain, and attacked Aishiki with his other hand. but his arm was pierced by a black stick. Again Naruto's body fell forward unconsciously. A black stick appeared in Aishiki's hand behind him and stabbed it into Naruto's back. Then, 3 more. Naruto's Sage Fox mode was deactivated, and he fell to his knees. Aishiki kicked Naruto in the face, knocking him down, then leaned over and grabbed Naruto's neck. Let's take them one by one. Let's start with you. As Aishiki finished his words, a shadow enveloped the 2 of them, and a huge cube appeared in the air and fell down. Boom. Chapter 599, God Tree Project. With a swish, the intact form appeared on the rock next. The other side. Boruto moved the rock away. Uncle Sasuke. Are you okay? Sasuke endured the pain and said, I'm fine, hold on, I'll move the rock. Sasuke seemed to sense something and turned his head to look to the side. I saw Aishiki was already not far from the 2 of them. Sasuke was shocked. Aishiki raised one hand and several black sticks appeared around him, aiming at Boruto, who was moving rocks. One move and one wave of the hand. Sasuke activated the power of the Rinnegan and switched positions with Boruto. The sound of a sharp weapon piercing the body reached his ears, and Boruto was stunned. Sasuke, who was covered in black rods, said weakly, you 2 are really the same. Aishiki said to Sasuke as if he had expected it, I knew you would do this. There was no mistake in my plan. Boruto came back to his senses from the shock. Plan? Ninja world. The more I look at it, the more desperate I feel. From Sasuke being kicked into the rock to Naruto fighting Aishiki, everything happened in a split second. How could this last for 2 days? He's been hit. Can Naruto stand up again? I feel so sad. Why does the ninja world have so many disasters? Look at Sasuke now. He has lost the ability to resist. On screen Moai Village root site Fangzu looked at them and said, but no matter how short the opponent's lifespan is, he is still someone who defeated them before. Even if the 7th generation is very strong, can they really last for 2 days? Amato, with his legs crossed and his head lowered, said, based on your strength alone, it's no wonder you have this concern, but you have to understand that they are not without a chance of winning. The premise is that Boruto must discover his own value when facing Aishiki. At the same time, different space. Sasuke was kicked away by Aishiki after the body stopped rolling. A huge cube appeared in the air. Don't move, Uchiha Sasuke. She stretched out a hand. Actually, you can't move. Needless to say, after saying that, he swung his palm downwards. Uncle Sasuke. Boruto rushed over without thinking. Boruto condensed the Rasengan in his hand, walked to Sasuke, and pressed hard on the cube above his head. Sasuke remained motionless, turning his head to look at the shattered ground beneath Boruto's feet. Moai Village root site. Shikamaru asked, what is utilization value? Amato explained, to plant the sacred tree, you need a seedling, which is the 10 tails. Didn't we talk about this last time? But this is different from simply planting trees. It is not just about burying the seedlings in the soil and then watering them. There is only one way for the 10 tails to grow into a sacred tree, and that is to meet certain special conditions. Different space. Boruto's knees had already fallen to the ground, but he still didn't give up. Finally, the chakra of the Rasengan in Boruto's hand dissipated, and he fell down exhausted, supporting the ground with his hands weakly. The black cube above also pressed down on him and Sasuke at the critical moment. Aishiki used the lesser-known Kanguna to shrink the cube. Boruto lay on the ground, breathing heavily. Pure Land. Madara narrowed his eyes. You really don't plan to kill Boruto? Special conditions must be related to Momoshiki and Kage. Could it be Fire Nation? Moai Village Uchiha Clan Land Patriarch's house. Naruto seemed to have thought of something. I know what the special conditions are. Sasuke looked at him. Naruto was certain. It's to put the 10 tails into Boruto's mouth and then plant Boruto in the ground. Sasuke frowned. That makes sense, but burying him alive, it's too cruel. Somewhere in the ninja world Momoshiki was slightly angry. Aishiki, that bastard, if he finds the opportunity, he will definitely feed Aishiki to the 10 tails. On screen Boruto, who was lying on the ground, panted and asked, why did you stop? This is a good opportunity to kill both of us, right? Aishiki feels awkward about Boruto's cleverness. You kid. Boruto laughed. Sure enough, I was right. You can't kill me, right? Sasuke asked weakly. What's going on? Boruto explained. A guy named Burrow once said that because I am here, the originally urgent plan is equivalent to having no time limit. Plan? Sasuke continued to ask. The sacred tree plan mentioned by Amato. Probably, they want to use me to realize that plan. In simple terms, if I die, it will be very difficult for him. Root site Fangzu looked puzzled. Special conditions. Shikamaru frowned and said, don't keep me in suspense, tell me now. They need to feed the 10 tails a living Otsutsuki. Different time and space. Boruto pulled out a kunai. Aishiki walked towards him and said disdainfully, how can a kunai hurt me? Boruto points the kunai at his neck. Don't move, try to move again. I will pierce my own throat without hesitation. Boruto, Sasuke behind Boruto wanted to get up, but because of his serious injuries, he fell down again. Ishiki asked calmly, do you think you can threaten me like this? Sweat dripped down Boruto's face and he was obviously a little nervous, but his eyes were unusually determined. You think I don't dare? You are totally wrong. I have been mentally prepared since the moment I joined this battle. Ishiki narrowed his eyes. Boruto seemed to understand his intention and stabbed his own neck with a kunai in his hand without hesitation. SHH, the kunai in Boruto's hand disappeared. Sasuke said anxiously, run. Boruto, but Uncle Sasuke, as expected, we still have to wait until his lifespan runs out. Before that, we can only delay as much as possible. Boom! Before Sasuke could finish his words, Ishiki interrupted him with his foot. The ground shattered, stirring up dust and rubble that made Boruto subconsciously cover his face with his arms, but he quickly reacted. Uncle Sasuke. The next moment, Ishiki's figure appeared in front of him and reached out to grab him. Root Saichu mean, feed the 10 tails with the Akatsuki. Hearing Shikamaru's question, Amato said, that's right, only by doing this can the 10 tails be transformed into a sacred tree. It can be said that this is the main reason why the Akatsuki must work in pairs when invading a planet. Shikamaru asked, in order to make one of them a living sacrifice. One party feeds the sacred tree with his own body, while the other party guards the sacred tree and waits for it to grow until it bears chakra fruits. Fengzu also looked at Amato. In order to obtain the fruit, you are willing to sacrifice your own life. There's nothing to say. This is indeed beyond common sense. But, Koki lowered his head and continued, they still have a wedge. Chapter 600 Breakthrough. Several people were shocked. Amato said, that's right, in order for the devoted Akatsuki to prepare a container for themselves so that they can be resurrected later, the mechanism they established for this is the wedge. Smart enough. Jin tilted her head and asked, so Ishiki and Kaguya are planning to use the same method? Amato explained, the low-ranking Kaguya sacrificed herself to cultivate the sacred tree. This should have been their original plan, however, during the implementation process, it was shattered due to Kaguya's betrayal. Ishiki is forced to parasitize in Jin's body, and can only complete the task without Kaguya's assistance. Shikamaru asked, so if you want the sacred tree to grow, Ishiki can only feed himself to the 10 tails, right? Yes, in the absence of other Akatsuki. Jin was shocked. Shikamaru noticed her abnormality and asked hurriedly, what's wrong? Sumair, Ishiki is not thinking of finding someone to be sacrificed in his place. Hearing this, Koki suddenly raised his head. Amato praised, your mind works very quickly. Jin, Ninja World, is that so? Who is this guy named Amato? How come he knows so many secrets of the Akatsuki? Our ancestor is actually the one with a low status. Just like Jinshi, why did the ancestor betray Ishiki? Was it because of the emperor, or because of his 2 children? Apart from these 2 reasons, it seems that the ancestor himself has great ambitions. The situation in the other dimension makes me so nervous. Which Akatsuki was devoured by the sacred tree that the ancestor guarded? On screen different space. Boruto's arm was grasped by Ishiki. I don't want to kill you, I admit that, Uzumaki Boruto, but, crack, the bones in Boruto's arm were broken by Ishiki's grip. His pupils contracted, tears instantly filled his eyes, and he screamed loudly in pain. Yishi said calmly, I'm sorry if I made you misunderstand me. As he said that, he kicked Boruto into the air. After Boruto's body fell to the ground, he stepped on Boruto's back. I don't need to hesitate at all when it comes to causing harm to you, Kakuka. Boruto let out a shrill scream. Fire Nation Muai Village Hyuga Clan. Even Niji's expression was a little distorted, not to mention the feelings of Hisashi and Hinata. Veins popped out of Rezu's arms. He turned his face away, unable to bear to look any longer, but he felt a deep sense of powerlessness in his heart. Hinata's face was covered with tears. There was a tearful tone in her voice, but it seemed like she had made some kind of decision. I want to become stronger, strong enough to help Naruto and Sasuke, strong enough to protect the ninja world. Uchiha Clan Land Patriarch's house. Naruto said angrily, damn it, if I could get into the screen, I would crush this guy's bones, whether it is an opponent or not. At this moment, he wanted to fight to the death with Ishiki. Mansion asshole. Uchiha Hikaru stared at Ishiki. She looked at this moment as if she wanted to grind him to ashes. How dare you do this to Boruto, Akatsuki? You deserve to die. I have to become stronger too. I don't want to wait until the future when I can't even protect my most important friend. On screen you said you were ready to die, right? Uzumaki Boruto, that's easy. In that case, I am not afraid to let you know in advance, you are destined to be eaten by the Ten Tails. Rootside, does he want to feed Boruto to the Ten Tails? Amato explained, that's right. In Kara's original plan, Aishiki was the one who was to be the living sacrifice, because there is no other alternative. But Boruto's appearance gave Kara a new choice, which is to let Boruto be the living sacrifice. In addition, there are actually good and bad chakra fruits. Just like apples and oranges, a good tree bears good fruit. The sacred tree must grow well to produce high-quality chakra fruits. Compared to an unhealthy and dying Otsutsuki, a young and healthy Otsutsuki is a high-quality nutrient for the sacred tree. This is a matter of course, Fangzhu murmured. How could this happen? Young master, Shikamaru said, I finally understand why he is unwilling to kill Boruto, but this alone is not enough to become a breakthrough to destroy the first type. Right, what exactly is Boruto planning? Amato said, I don't know about this. Anyway, we can only let nature take its course now. Ninja World, I understood it before Shikamaru, so I am smarter than Shikamaru. It sounds like a lot of trouble. Don't plant it, Sasuke has completely fainted. How long can Boruto, whose bones are all broken, hold Aishiki back? And I don't know what the situation is with Naruto, then there must be a way to eliminate Aishiki. The situation may not be that bad. And the only way I can think of to find a way to waste Aishiki's time is to find a way to eliminate Aishiki. On screen, Kage looked at Amato. Hey, Amato, explain, how much of this did you carefully calculate? Amato asked, what did you say? You clearly know that if anything happens to the 7th generation, you will be finished too, but what about you? You still act as if it has nothing to do with you, without even breaking a sweat. You are too confident, Amato calmly explained. I don't sweat easily. Kage could no longer suppress his anger and grabbed Amato by the collar. What, you little brat, what are you upset about? Ninja World, of course he's worried about Naruto. He wouldn't care even if Sasuke and Boruto died. He only cares about Naruto. No matter how much I hate what Kage did to Boruto, his feelings for Naruto are pure. Who is this Amato? He knows so much, and seems very mysterious. Is he also an Otsutsuki? But, he doesn't look like one. Instead, he seems more like a scientist like Fangsuke. On screen, Shikamaru quickly stepped forward to comfort him. Calm down, what good will it do if you get angry at him? Is this really a good approach? Is there really no other way? Amato took off his glasses and placed them on his lap, rubbing his brows. I just always follow the principle of adapting to the circumstances, and everyone does the same. After that, he put on his glasses again. The key is that no matter what consequences my decision may lead to, I am always ready to accept them calmly. The wedge that you deeply hate has been eliminated, and defeating Aishiki is no longer an empty talk. Perhaps the chances of winning are slim, Mr. Hokage, but this is the only way to succeed, and this is an unchangeable fact. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto looked as if he suddenly understood something. I seem to understand Amato's thoughts. Once the wedge on Kage's body is removed, Aishiki won't be able to find him. So no matter whether Dad and Uncle Sasuke succeed or fail, as long as they don't let Kage show up, Aishiki who can't find Kage will most likely be exhausted to death. As long as Aishiki dies, Amato's account will never be settled by Aishiki. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.